Morning after election, rough could be work today with work can be rough today with your coworkers.
Oh, sure.
Depending on how it went. But forget the election. You want respect from your coworkers every day.
Yeah.
But how do you do it, Tommy? I got some good news and some bad news.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like we do any of it.
Well, the good news, that's just it. The good news is I have 3 ways where you can earn the respect of your coworkers easy.
And change.
Yeah. The bad news is we have, based on this, no respect from anyone we work with.
So we're zilcho.
You're hanging out in the break room. Rochester's Classic Rock, 96.5 WCMF. My apologies, everybody. The live stream was not up for our first break. It is up now.
All right.
On the Odyssey app, WCMF.com, YouTube and Twitch. The Break Room WCMF on YouTube and Twitch. All of that brought to you by our good friends from Three Heads Brewing. Back for another season. Three Heads is re-releasing their Nighthawk Hazy IPA. Delish.
You like it, huh?
That was creepy.
You like that?
I got to do it like it. Look for it at the Blue Cross Arena for all events in stores and on tap. In front of me, Tommy.
What you got?
I have from Employment Experts. So take that for what it's worth.
All right.
Quote, 3 keys to earning your coworkers' respect.
Fantastic.
Yeah, and it's really quite simple. 1, give. Be generous with your time and knowledge. Praise other people's efforts. Take time to offer good feedback and give other people your respect.
So be positive.
You got it. 2, resist. Resist the temptation to gossip about coworkers. Don't get roped into being negative. Resist taking credit for stuff, even when it's deserved. Be modest instead. Talk about how it was a group effort. They'll still know you deserve the credit. They'll just respect you for resisting.
All right.
3,
Yeah.
exude. Exude professionalism, which includes not being late, being open, honest, and transparent. Exude confidence, collaborate, be accountable for your own mistakes, be authentic. When people know they're getting the real you, they can respect you for it. So the good news here, these are not complicated ideas.
No.
They're all very simple things to do. The bad news for us, we don't get any of those in our room.
We do that second one really bad.
Resist.
The gossip.
Yeah.
And tearing down others.
Okay, no, like if we talk about like us personally in this room, right? We don't give our time to anyone we work with.
No.
Ever.
No.
Okay. All we do is talk about people behind their back. And
Even people we like.
Yeah, I mean, it's part of being in the club.
Well, I leave them out.
And we are the least professional people maybe on planet Earth.
Yeah.
That being said, if you were to find these 3 traits in fellow coworkers, and the phone number is 252-WCMF, 252-9263, give, resist, and exude, would that make you respect that other coworker?
Well, I mean, I guess you'd like having them around because they're pleasant.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, they're positive. So
Yeah.
I guess you wouldn't mind seeing them coming around.
So is that respect?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
I mean, I wouldn't want to run into a me.
So why are you a you then?
I mean, me because that's how I came out of my mom.
Okay. Again, no, it's not.
I came out of a very negative woman. I was birthed by negativity. I was weaned on sour milk.
No, the fact that you're 5'5" is from your mother. The fact that you have that hairline is from your mother.
She was a vicious woman.
You have the ability to look around at what you do and change it.
Yeah.
No?
I'm very comfortable being very morose. Is that what I am? Is it a word?
Why are you asking me, man? Morose?
Sounds right.
Wasn't he the lead singer of the Smiths?
Oh, yeah. Good guy.
Kimmy?
Yeah.
Give, resist, exude. If you had a coworker exhibiting these traits to you, does that automatically earn your respect?
I respect that person. I don't really want to be around that person.
Really?
Because at some point I'm going to say something negative. I'm going to want to gossip. I'm going to want to chat. And I know that person's going to judge me for doing those things.
No, but it sounds like they don't judge you.
Yeah, but if they're a very positive person, I'd feel uncomfortable, like, bringing down their day.
Oh.
Okay. Look, I get what you're saying, and I get that gossiping
Like, I don't think we'd be on the same... It'd be hard to have a conversation.
Okay.
Because I think I'm just too negative.
Look, I know we talked the other day about not gossiping at work and how you don't trust the person that doesn't complain, right? People were complaining less at work. That was the study because they were afraid to, right? But at the same time, there are people you work with, and I think we've all had this experience at some job we've had in our lives, that are just so positive, you want to be around them.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
they're almost adorable.
They draw you in with their positivity. You can feel they're a genuinely nice person.
Yeah.
I don't feel like I want to say negative stuff to those kind of people because I don't want to bring them down.
And I don't want to
right.
waste my good gossip on them either. Like, if I got some good stuff, I'm not blowing it on positive person. I'll wait till you two show up.
Maybe I was picturing a different kind of positive person because you're right. I think that there are just very genuine, kind people that are just always positive, inside, at work, outside of work, all the time.
We got them here. Yeah.
There are also those people that just...
Wait, where?
we got 3 really positive,
you're right,
adorable people.
Yeah.
In this
Yes.
Don't call a man adorable. That's demeaning.
They ain't no dudes. They're all chicks.
But then there are people...
That's also demeaning, by the way. It's a grown-ass woman. You're adorable, grown woman.
It's a great way. I would love to be called adorable once in my life.
You would walk up to a female coworker, grown female coworker, and call her adorable.
I wouldn't say it to her face.
Okay, so that means it's demeaning.
But then there are people who just project that positivity because they feel like you should feel like that too.
Okay, I get what
it's
you're
almost like more of like an ass kisser. You know, like they're doing it because they feel like they want people to notice.
Okay, so everything that happens here has to be genuine for you to respect.
I think so. Yeah.
Okay. 252-WCMF, 252-9263. The 3 keys to owning your coworkers' respect, earning your coworkers' respect, according to these work experts. 1, give, be generous with your time and knowledge. 2, resist the temptation to gossip about coworkers. 3, exude professionalism. If those 3 things don't bring upon respect from a coworker, what do you have to see in a coworker to respect them? Is there something that we are missing here where you could see something and immediately go, I respect
outside of those?
Outside of those 3 things. Because I think there's one big thing that's missing.
What was that? I can't even... Like that I would go, wow, I really have my respect.
I cannot respect a coworker that wouldn't do something that they asked me to do.
Okay.
Oh, like don't ask me to do something you wouldn't. Okay.
That makes sense.
I mean, that's what makes a good boss, right?
Yeah.
Like the best bosses in the world would never ask you to do something that they themselves wouldn't also do.
Or have had to do in the past.
Exactly. And we've all had those bosses before where it's like, this is beneath me. You handle this. And
they couldn't tell you how to do it because they don't know either.
So a condescending kind of guy.
But I mean, is that condescending?
Well, it kind of is. Like if you're making me do it, you've never done it and would never do it. You're looking down on me.
You got it. Yeah, I guess you're right when you put it that way. But yeah, I mean, if you're willing to do everything that I am doing and you're not going to act like something is beneath you, I respect you.
But that's pretty rare in bosses.
But I mean, even in coworkers, it doesn't happen all the time because amongst level people at your job, there are still those folks that have been around longer, that feel that they know more, that feel that they're more valuable, that like put themselves in that not a boss, but I'm going to boss people around position. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
That's just man.
We had some of those people here.
We have one now.
No, that guy retired.
Oh wait, when are you gone? Did you leave?
What?
What do you mean?
What are we talking about?
Hey Kimmy, do I have any commercials I got to do? You record them and appointment.
Hey Kimmy, what's my password?
Yeah, what is my password?
I don't know.
They keep asking me for a new password.
So put in a new password.
No, every 90 days you got to reinvent the wheel around here.
Is that your password? Reinvent the wheel?
Yes.
You got to email it to everybody in the company again?
I'm running out of names.
So, the funniest thing about this whole idea of earning your coworkers' respect, work relationships, depending on what you do and the people you work with, can be one of the hardest things to manage.
Yeah.
Right? Like with your spouse or your kids, there's going to be rocky roads, and sometimes, those relationships end, but at the end of the day, you love each other, right? And you can have sex with your spouse.
Yeah.
That helps a lot. You can't have sex with your coworkers.
No. Well, you could if everybody's on board.
There are people who will leave really good jobs because of office politics.
Yeah.
But when you stand back and look at what it would take for your coworkers to respect you, it's not hard at all.
No, but you have to think about it all the time, especially if it goes against your grain.
So that's what's funny.
Right.
I agree with you when you say you have to think about it all the time. But in this moment, we're realizing it's only because we're not naturally good people.
Right. Yeah, but I mean...
Because there are people that don't have to think about it. They just live their lives by giving with their time and knowledge, resisting to gossip about people, and exuding professionalism. Yeah. We don't do any of those things naturally.
I don't.
You dress like it.
I'm a very negative person. But I know that. I think that's healthy.
No,
healthy in knowing that I am what I am.
You're saying it's healthy to be self-aware.
No, but part of being self-aware is also changing what you're doing.
No. Why is that?
I think the first step is realizing who you are.
Okay.
And then we get to the next
first step. Like you can't just take one step and be like, well, journey's done. Shortest journey
That's
ever.
one step more than most people.
Don't
give him credit for knowing he's bad and not changing.
Every journey begins with a first step.
Okay. How long is this journey?
Now I'm done.
You made it 6 decades on this planet. When's the second step coming? 130?
You don't need second steps are so overrated.
See what I mean, man?
If you're taking one step, you've taken them all.
We got Facebook messages coming in. You can always get us at WCMF for the Break Room Facebook page. This comes in from Bob. We had asked what you would need to see in another coworker for respect.
Bob got to say.
Bob says, the second someone buys me lunch, I respect them. Of course, I'm going to reciprocate, but the fact that they made the first move and are laying themselves out there tells me they want to have a relationship, whether it be professional or personal.
All you got to do is throw Bob a sandwich and he's in.
I think that does go a long way.
All right.
No? You guys disagree?
So they take you out to lunch.
Well, if somebody, let's say you're going out to lunch. Hey, you want to go grab lunch? Hey, I got this one. Don't worry about it.
I mean, I'll take it. I don't know how far that goes, though.
That wouldn't earn your respect? On the same level. Not your boss where you'd expect lunch to be
because now I owe him. It's almost like he's trying to one-up me.
Oh, my God.
That's what I think a lot of people would go in thinking, though.
So, like he's going to ask me
I can afford this?
No, I'm thinking he's going to ask me to do something now. Because he bought me a lousy $4 sandwich, and he's going to want me to bust my ass or cover his ass for it.
How are you so cynical?
But I think that's how human nature works. It's cynical.
Yeah, because, like, Tommy, we know a guy who will never let you pay, so you can never get it back.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sorry. He says Kimmy was never offered to pay for anything in her life.
She ain't God.
But that's what I mean. I love how, but like, Kimmy, two hands in her pockets, is going to sit here and be like, oh, he never lets me pay for anything.
You don't. Yeah. You don't let anybody pay.
Hey,
we've gone out to group lunches and nope. Put your money back.
Sure. Hey, let me ask a question.
You can't tell me that's not a power move.
Can I ask a question?
What's that?
Well, can we have a personal conversation real quick?
Yeah.
Because I didn't make it to the Bills game on Sunday. My daughter had a hockey tournament, and I had my tickets. I didn't have anyone anything to do with
What'd
it.
you sell them?
Well, no, I didn't sell them. I gave them to Kimmy.
Yeah. You offered.
It's Wednesday.
And I said, let me give you money for them.
And I said no, because I would never, ever accept anything from you. The class thing to do.
Look at this.
What? No, you tell me. You tell me what the class thing to do would have been.
I guess, tighten you up with a little gift. Like something.
Hey, it's almost Christmas time. It's coming.
Yeah, but that'd be a Christmas gift.
Yeah, that's called a gift for
it's
Christmas.
Kind of both.
Don't you dare sit here and be like, you never let me pay for anything, and you get my Bills tickets, and I don't want anything. But you didn't do a damn thing Monday morning.
But I know you're just going to give it back to me. I don't want to play this back and forth game.
But I will say this, like giving you a gift is a waste of time.
Me?
Yeah. Because I've given you things you've never touched that are still in your house.
Wait, you're sitting next to a gift I gave you that you didn't open, by the way.
No, I'm saying him.
No, I know.
What?
I went to Cleveland.
Oh, don't hold.
And found you.
This is a circular firing squad.
You didn't go to Cleveland for that.
If you are watching the live stream, I am holding a Gump Worsley hockey card from 1972.
Hey, it was with the North Stars. That's when I saw him in Atlanta.
Yeah. So Tommy tells this story every time we talk about hockey. I was in Atlanta in military school.
The Atlanta Flames, baby, the Omni. I was there.
Gump Worsley. If you can see it on the live stream, he's the oldest man that ever lived. This man is not an athlete. While I was in Cleveland at the National Sports Collectors Convention, I went out of my way and I spent $3, still got the price tag on the back of it, and tore through all these books to find this as a nice joke. And now it lives on my desk because you don't care.
So I can look at it.
My ass. Don't you tell me about gifts, pointless, etc. I hate all of you.
All right.
It is so hard to get the respect of your coworkers. Let's take a break.
All right.
Maybe you don't want to pay for lunch.
All right. What do I do?
Well, I got some good news and some bad news. The good news is you could try this. The bad news is this man tried it and found out it didn't work out as well as he thought.
Oh.
But it is amazing in the world we live in today where almost every restaurant does this now, that this is not a daily story.
Oh.
And we'll get into it. Tell you what happened out in Canandaigua. Next here in the break room on CMF. It's amazing this is not a daily story.
Oh, what happened?
Well, these places are awfully nonchalant about stuff that's already been paid for.
Okay.
And I know, Tommy, with you and I at certain points in our lives, and most people listening, our lunch would have been free every single day.
Really?
If we had access to this.
Damn.
You're hanging out in the break room, Rochester's Classic Rock 96.5. WCMF, couple of things. First off, we got your chance at $5,000.
$5,000.
Winning is easy. Just download the free Odyssey app. Listen to WCMF on the app after you log in for at least an hour each day. That is your daily entry. And one winner nationally will take home $5,000.
$5,000.
Every single day. Fall into 5K a day. Download the app. Listen to CMF for an hour. Good luck from your friends here in the break room. Also, just after 7 o'clock, they say once is a mistake.
Yeah.
2 is a coincidence. 3 is a pattern. How does that go?
I don't know.
Bottom line is you're going to be broke soon because we're not even sure this is the last time. Because it happened again. It happened again. But you didn't find this one.
No,
you didn't.
I did not.
And now you got an issue past just your speed demon ways.
And I don't want to deal. I just don't want to deal.
Oh, well, you have to deal. And you're at a really bad spot.
It's so unfair.
Oh, my God.
What did I ever do to deserve this to anybody?
Okay, this ain't about your pity party. It's about how you're going to clean up this mess you now got going on at home.
There's no clean up.
What do you mean there's no cleanup? You gotta
I don't
do
even
something.
know when it's done messing.
And that's the worst part. Because your wife is mad at you for something that may not be done that you can't control.
I know.
We'll get into what Tommy got in the mail yesterday again. Just after 7 o'clock here in the break room on CMF. This story comes to us from Canandaigua.
What happened?
A 58-year-old man has been arrested after police say he entered a restaurant and stole a takeout order that was on the counter.
Oh.
Not only did he make it out of the restaurant, he made it to his car and he took off.
So a lot of times that stuff's just sitting like in a special area, right?
Special area. It's out in the open. It's like right there.
So how do they know? Because nobody checks on that stuff. When I'm at the coffee shop, people just walk in, grab their coffee, and walk out.
Which is why this guy did what he did, it seems.
But how did he get nailed?
Well, the place must have noticed because they called the cops. Authorities say they stopped him a short time later on 5 and 20.
Okay.
Wait, he was in his car?
Yes. He had gotten out.
You know he ate half of it
I was going
already.
to say, I wonder how much of it was gone.
Oh, he had to be like a dog on a ham.
Oh, so do you have that burrito? It's all over his face. No. Quick sidebar.
Yeah.
What do you think that meal was worth that he stole?
So did it say where it was at?
It does not say the name of the restaurant.
But it had to be a casual dining, right?
$20, you think?
Tops.
Okay.
Yeah, because I'm guessing it was one bag, right? You're not
yeah,
grabbing
$20.
multiple things.
Well, I don't know.
A delicious $20 bag.
Look, if this guy's guilty, he broke the law, punish him, whatever. But he had to think with what was at stake. As soon as his wheels started moving.
I don't think you think you're getting chased down for it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, the
Right.
cops ain't going to run a stolen burrito,
Yeah.
right? Wrong, bitch. How'd you like to be that cop, too? Freeze! Put down the burrito!
Or what's left of it.
Look, you went through the academy. You wanted to be a cop. You're going to change the world. You're running down a guy who took half a sandwich from Panera. So the man was arrested. He was charged with petty larceny. He's got a court date coming up. And I think the question in this discussion is very simple.
What's that?
252-WCMF, 252-9263. How does this not happen on a daily basis?
It has to.
All the time. Even picking up pizzas sometimes, you know how they're like, what's the name? If you pay ahead of time, they just hand it over. Like they never ask you any follow-up questions other than what's the name on the order.
What
Especially if
what's
it's busy.
What was your kindergarten
Well, I know,
teacher's
but like, what
last
if
name?
what I don't know. I guess I could just guess a name and see what pizza they hand me.
Well, the pizza one's tougher. Like what Tommy was saying with the restaurants, like every restaurant you walk into now, they have the food out and waiting.
It's just on a table.
And during lunch and dinner time, it is loaded up.
People just walk in and grab. And like nobody asks any. When I was last time we flew to see my brother, we're at the airport, right? And I'm gonna go in get a coffee, and the place is slammed, and they're just popping cups out there. People just walking up, oh hey, sandwiches, whatever. Nobody checks anything, man. I could have had like 4 delicious breakfast sandwiches. I could have eaten one while I'm waiting for my coffee. It just stood there still. They don't know.
Well, but here's the thing: the employees at these places, they only hire enough people to do
there's
the
nobody
actual
monitoring
job.
But on the other side of it, when I was standing there, like it was a Starbucks.
Okay.
And they would call me, Karen. Like she's not even listening. And finally, somebody looks up to the front. Oh, it's me. Like I could have just walked up and ate your sandwich.
You were going to be Karen.
I don't care.
Karen, yeah, I'm Karen. Hi, I'm Karen.
Nobody looks. She just shouts out a name
Yeah.
and just keeps making coffee.
Well, with any of those mobile orders too.
Yeah.
But, so okay,
That's all that stuff.
we've established how easy it would be to steal lunch.
Oh, man.
So what does it say about us as a society that there isn't one of these stories every single
I
day?
guess we're good people.
Unless
Is it?
there is, and usually businesses are just like, okay, we'll make you a new one, because I mean there may be times when somebody accidentally takes the wrong order or something.
Yeah.
You know, not even meaning to steal it. It could just happen a lot naturally. So somebody might think, oh, somebody took the wrong order. Let's make you a new one.
Yeah, but you would think if it happens enough, like
Yeah.
restaurants would have to start doing something to change it, and they haven't. So maybe
Right.
it's not
Because
happening.
it's so convenient to just walk up and grab your food and screw.
Well, yeah.
right?
Also, if you're a thief, very convenient.
Bro, if I was on the road as a busted ass.
So let's talk about, hold on, 252 WCMF, 252-9263. We're talking about this 58-year-old man in Canandaigua who was arrested after police say he entered a restaurant and stole a takeout order that was on the counter. He got into his car and took off. Authorities stopped him a short time later on 5 and 20. He's been charged with petty larceny. So if you listen to the show, you know there was a man who was just trying to make it as a stand-up
Oh,
comic.
yeah.
Bomb threats in every club that he played, and that was just his act. And how much were you living on per day when you were on the road?
$3.
$3. For $3 a day,
I-
you could feed
yes.
this underperforming.
I was skinnier than the kids in those ads. I weighed 100 and I think I weighed around 128 pounds, and I had a 28-inch waist as a adult man. I was skinnier than a jockey.
My thigh is wider than 28 inches.
I know.
Thank God this didn't exist when we were doing comedy.
Oh, bro. And I would have risked it because I was so goddamn hungry.
Well, but it doesn't even seem like a risk because,
No.
again, like this is the first guy we've ever heard of getting arrested for it. And we were going through towns we didn't live in.
And left.
Yes.
Like, we left.
Goodbye. Burrito's mine.
Yeah, within an hour, I'm far away.
Bro, I'm with you, man. There would have been times, and if I was in some town in the Midwest, where I would have been sprinting out of Chipotle with my mystery dinner.
You would have to pick the right place to do this at, though, because something like a burrito, sure, you could grab any burrito and it would be fine to eat. But like, there may be some places that have very specific orders where you're just like, ugh, what the hell is this?
Can you give me an example?
So, like, let's say you're not somebody that can handle a lot of heat in your food.
That is a burrito place.
Yeah, but I'm thinking like there are like spicier foods out there where you might take a bite of that thing and, you know, regret it instantly.
There's very few foods I don't like.
Really? Because you eat like a bird.
I know I do now, but when I was fat,
Yeah.
there was very few foods I said, oh, I hate that.
No,
You the same way, right?
No, I couldn't. Back in the day, I really couldn't do spicy. I mean, I can't now, but I'll like work through it.
Yeah. Well, you're not a fish guy.
No.
Yeah,
After
like-
your mom, when I was done with your mom, that was the end of that. Yeah. It's like a halibut down there.
But you kept going back.
Well, I mean,
and eating.
She kept asking. What are we going to do? Be rude? Free lunch.
Yeah, like what you hate olives. What if somebody's like extra olives on that bowl?
No, I mean, that's the risk here. You don't choose what you eat.
Yeah.
And like burrito would be the ultimate fear
Crapshoot?
factor. Yeah, because you don't know what's in. Like if I get a burger, I can peel the burger off. Okay, I
Sure,
don't like
yeah.
that.
Burritos, it's a surprise.
Exactly. Even the bowl, I see everything. Like burrito is all right. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Okay.
But I'm thinking you're going to hit the base joints, right? The burger joints, pizza joints,
Yeah,
something
that's
like
what
that.
I mean. Like, I think you'd
grab
have
and go coffee shop. So it's going to be donuts and breakfast
Yeah.
sandwiches and crap like that, which everybody can eat.
No, but even like a bagel shop, like God forbid I get like lox.
Lox.
Ugh.
Yum.
Man, if I could score some lox,
Ugh.
that's like a $10 sandwich back in the day.
Okay, yeah.
I don't even know what it goes for now. They probably throw it at you.
Yeah, caviar sucks too. I'm not gonna steal that. to
Caviar
eat it.
does not suck.
Oh really? How do you know?
Because I've had it.
Oh really?
Yes.
Because I've never had it. It just looks like it sucks.
It's delicious.
Ah, you just got Pittsburgh man.
It's smelly fish eggs. Who doesn't want that on something?
Again, I've already done the mom joke. So is the risk here worth the reward? Because this man was arrested, but he was only charged with petty larceny.
Oh, no, it's not worth it, but
Well, no.
it's just
no.
going to
No,
lay
he's
in
saying
there.
like if you get away with it, is it worth the stolen food?
The risk versus both ways,
Yeah.
right? Like,
Well, it's
and-
a very quick reward.
Yeah.
You're gonna suck that sandwich down in 2 minutes.
Sure, but can't you also make the argument that food is the greatest motivator? If you're hungry, you don't
Oh,
think
yeah.
about anything but being hungry.
Yeah.
Right. So,
It's. I mean, long term, no. Short term, yes.
Kimmy, was there ever a point in your life where you could see yourself stealing a lunch?
I don't think so. I also think I'm too picky of an eater. Like if I'm going to somewhere, I
When did that
like
start?
what I like on that menu, and I really don't. It doesn't vary much.
Like not even in college?
Maybe, but I don't know.
But you like your junk food. You like your greasy crap.
No, I do. But I'm just thinking,
What a
like,
terrible way to
but
talk
I
about
don't
her
know how I
husband.
feel about like a mystery order. Like, open that bag and see what I got.
You know, there are some restaurants, like, they'll take the things that they make that are mistakes and they'll sell them at a steep discount as, like, a mystery meal.
Yeah.
Oh, where's that?
I've seen it at a couple of, like,
Really?
local restaurants around here. I've always kind of wanted to try it. It
Really?
sounds
Like a mystery
I think you're only
meal?
going to be disappointed.
Like, I think, actually, Luigia's Ice Cream, if they have mess-ups, they'll sell them as mystery ice creams.
Oh.
Out there at Spencerport.
I don't remember.
I saw it on the sign last time I was there.
Oh.
But going back to the college kid thing, it's also why it's surprising this doesn't happen in the greater Rochester area every day. Because, like, Henrietta, for example, has 30 restaurants.
Oh, yeah.
And they all do left-out-to-go orders on Jefferson
Yeah,
Road.
those mobile orders.
Yeah. You also have RIT right there in Henrietta. U of R is right around the corner from Jefferson Road. Most of those kids at those schools are broke.
Yeah.
None of these kids are trying this because it seems like a stupid kid thing to do just to
Yeah.
kill time.
The one problem with doing that is, like, you can't go, you'd be afraid to go back in there, maybe?
Yeah, true.
Because those are your food options right there on the Jeff.
Yeah, you only have so many. You're limited.
But again, this guy did it in Canandaigua, and that's a small town
But
where.
he also got caught.
Yeah.
Right?
But like, even if
he
he didn't, let's say he walked on it, like, you may be apprehensive to go back in there just because you're a small town and
Yeah.
you don't have many options down there.
Would you judge him based on which food he took? Because, like, there are some foods that are worth taking.
No, I don't think so.
No,
I
so
mean,
you're-
it was
Like, if
so
that
low
meal
end.
was under like $10, is it worth the steal?
I'm talking type of food.
Mm.
Okay.
Like, I mean, there are restaurants in Canandaigua that are really nice restaurants that'll do takeout,
Yeah.
like places that'll make you a steak sandwich, whatever. If you found out he was taking Chinese, would you judge him? Chinese is the most affordable
yeah,
of
but
all
it
the
would
to-go
go a
foods.
long way.
Yeah,
Only for about 10 minutes.
but you get a lot you
Yeah.
get a lot of Chinese food for your $1, so that might be a really nice bag of Chinese food.
Might be your best bet.
Yeah, I would go Chinese #1.
So wait, Chinese is number one.
For me, it is. I
But
love
no,
Chinese. food.
but it's also
You're definitely getting more than one thing. Like,
Oh,
you're
yeah.
getting a variety. Nobody ever just ordered one meal.
Yeah, you're
from-
probably getting 3 things.
Yeah,
I'm guessing.
minimum.
But it's also the least expensive of all the to-go foods, right?
But it's-
Chinese food compared to I
Yeah.
mean, Chinese and Mexican are dirt cheap
Right.
foods. Like,
So
if
what are you grabbing?
I gotta go. If I'm gonna steal, I'm gonna go a
burger?
little higher end.
Burger
yeah, I
and
mean,
fry?
like, yeah, nicer burger though, right? Like, you know, like a gourmet burger.
Like the Five Guys and stuff
Oh
like that?
yeah.
All right.
Oh, do they do to go like that?
I think they all
I think
do, don't
everybody
they?
does. I wonder if the rise of like Uber Eats and stuff like that kind of takes away from this too. Like, I feel like I know more people that do that than actually ordering ahead and going to pick it up.
Yeah, but even in the to-go orders, like the Uber Eats to-go orders,
Yeah,
they still sit out
that's
there, so
true.
I could just take that one. We got Facebook messages coming in again, talking about the story out of Canandaigua. 58-year-old man arrested after police say he entered a restaurant, took a takeout order that was on the counter, and screwed. He made it to his car, and he took off. He was pulled over on 5 and 20 for leaving.
Chases home.
Leaving with an illegal burrito. He's been charged with petty larceny. This Facebook message, I get my lunch to go 3 times a week from Chipotle. At least once a month, someone will have taken my order when I get there, but I always thought it was a mistake. But now you guys have me thinking people are stealing my lunch. Okay, you brought the mistakes up. Mistakes have to happen.
Like you grabbed the wrong order.
Yeah. Can I get arrested for a mistake?
I've never heard of that.
I've never heard of anyone getting arrested for
because
this
I
until
guess
now.
if it's a mistake, then technically you may have paid for a meal. You just
Yeah.
grabbed the wrong meal.
Okay.
Yeah, they got your money.
Okay,
Yeah.
but like that's a workaround too, right? Because I could buy the cheapest thing on the menu,
Yeah.
have my name on a bag, and then look for
Yeah.
the biggest bag. And
That's a lot of work.
yeah, oh
You're still
no.
spending though, and you're
Yeah,
still
true.
ordering. I don't know.
Okay, so I'm not getting arrested for a mistake.
I'm
Nah,
gonna
you're
guess they're
fine.
gonna give you a pass on that, but I don't know.
Brian writes us on Facebook, I ordered to go at the wrong location and didn't want to drive to Webster, so I grabbed a different order and ate that when I got home. No one stopped me, and I still go to that place on a regular basis, no problem. What a dick.
I know you just ruined somebody's meal.
Oh, my God, my
See-
wife would be so
Yeah,
out of her
'cause
mind.
now they have
Yeah.
to get in line and reorder it and explain the
Yeah, that would
situation.
blow.
Which I wonder how difficult that is. Let's say you get there and your meal's gone. Whatever you ordered, it's not there.
Hmm?
How do you prove to them that you already paid for something?
So I would think they're going to give you another meal.
And you have it on the app. You can just show them what you ordered.
Yeah,
true.
And they want your business. So
Yeah.
I mean, it's a lousy bowl of rice.
They're all making minimum wage anyway working
Right.
at those
Yeah,
places.
yeah.
Like, what are they going to do, fight you? Sure, here you go. You could ask them for the keys to the back. They'd probably give it to you. All right, let's take a break.
All right,
I don't want to laugh at you.
bro. I don't know what to do
There's
because it
nothing you
ain't
can
even
do.
over,
There's nothing you. Well, yeah, that's the thing.
and I can't even say like the timeline. Like,
Yeah, I know. You. It's not over yet.
and it's not my fault.
This ain't over.
No.
It is your fault, but
Not really.
look, the money is one thing.
And it's going up.
It is going up, but money comes and goes. That's not your problem.
Yeah.
Your problem is the anger from the woman that loves you
Right.
the most in the world, and how there is nothing right now you can do or should even try to make her less angry. Because, like you said, there could be more.
But I don't have an answer.
We're going to tell you what new thing Tommy got in the mail yesterday and who found it. And we'll do it next here in the break room on 96.5 WCMF. this story keeps getting better.
Oh, man.
And we're watching a man slowly go insane as he's getting pinged over and over and over again. Because this started as personal.
Yeah.
But now that this much money is flying out of the family budget, Speed Racer over here has someone else to answer to.
A little nervous, I think.
You're hanging out in the break room. Rochester's Classic Rock, 96.5 WCMF. Just after 7:25, 7:30, an accident on the 90 yesterday near Victor. And it sounds like everyone's okay.
Go good.
Which is good. But a whole bunch of stuff spilled out of the truck.
Fun stuff?
Well, that's just it. It's not. I wouldn't call it fun. I mean, it's fun for me. I know what you're going to have to say. But with all of the discussions we've had on the show in the past about things that have fallen out of a truck that you could get out of your car and grab, this one, although not as exciting, would be the number one fall out of a truck food.
Oh.
Because I think it's
chow.
It's the most durable. It's the most delicious.
Oh, wow.
It's the most you can do the most with it.
Wow.
We'll tell you what went down just after 7:30 here in the break room on CMF. So you got a letter yesterday?
Yes, the letter came in the mail from the Department of Transportation.
No kidding.
Yes.
What'd they say?
Well, I didn't actually open it. My wife got the mail yesterday.
She intercepted?
Yeah, and she actually texted me, and she texted me, guess what? You got another one. That's all she wrote.
Another what?
Another speeding ticket. So this is my third speeding ticket in the same exact area.
Yeah. And how many? So you don't know like what dates you actually got the ticket?
Oh yeah, it gives you a timestamp of the day you get the infraction.
So
it has
how
3
much
pictures of your car.
time was in between your first ticket and your third ticket?
Well, I don't remember the first. The second ticket and the third ticket was a week. So I got pinched on the 8th of October, and then I got pinched again on the 17th. So roughly 1 week later in the week. So it was a Wednesday and then a Thursday.
So you're kind of averaging about once a week here.
Yes, going home.
Yeah.
So allow me to catch everyone up real quick if you don't know. You got your first camera speeding ticket, the work camera speeding ticket, coming off the Freddie Sue Bridge on 490 East. And it's a major controversial spot where this camera has been up. It's been the subject of a ton of news stories. Interestingly enough, it started hitting the news after we brought up your first ticket on the air. So you may be a trendsetter here in Rochester. But we discovered that you don't find out until months later that you've gotten this ticket. For example, you got one in August, and it didn't show up until October. And you started to say, well, wait a minute. How many of these did I get not knowing? We're now at 3.
Yes.
Okay, so the first one you got was for
$50.
Okay, and it goes up?
Yep.
Second one was for
$75.
Okay, so what was this one for?
$100.
Oh man.
And my speeds don't fluctuate that much. It's 51, 52, and 53 miles an hour in a 40-mile-an-hour work zone.
Well, that's against the law, though.
Oh, it sure is, buddy.
Definitely is. So you are $225 in.
So far.
Yeah, and you don't know how many more are coming.
And I have at least 2 more weeks because I changed how I go home now.
He's boycotting the interstate as well.
I'm done with the interstate.
Take that, Dwight D. Eisenhower.
Never again will I use any of the 90s.
What are you, Winston Churchill calling?
Never again. So I got 2 more weeks before I switch my route because now I don't. Now I go home down Main Street and then I take east all the way home. So I usually get home around 4 in the afternoon. So, so I know I've got at least 2 more weeks of sweating it out. If I get 2, I could be sitting on 2 more.
Yeah, based on averages, you got 2 more coming.
Yeah.
Okay. But see, here's the thing.
What?
It sucks this money is coming out of your account, right? And it sucks that you screwed up and you won't take personal responsibility. But that's not the biggest problem here. How's your wife feel about this whole thing?
She's pissed.
So she's pissed off at you?
Well, I mean, she's not pissed, but she's like, what are you going to do? And I go, what can I do? She goes, well, you should call somebody to try to fight it. I go, I wouldn't even know where to begin.
Isn't there a number you can call? And by the way, what are you going to fight? You were going that speed.
That was my thing. I go, there's the pictures of my car, and like an idiot, I've already paid off. I already paid 2 of them. So can you fight a ticket that you've already paid?
Well, no, but you haven't paid this third one.
But I paid the 2 fines already.
I get it.
I don't know.
I guess what my argument is,
she thinks I ought to investigate it and try to fight the tickets to try to at least get it reduced down.
But I don't. But what's your argument going to be?
I have no.
I don't like paying money for breaking the law.
Well, like, I didn't know.
I don't like when it happens to me, Judge.
Yes, pretty much.
Hello, Judge. What about me?
Under the This Sucks law. So as I'm driving into work today, and I noticed this sign this morning.
Yeah.
It says, if you get a second speeding ticket in a work zone.
That's a long sign.
No, you're. What?
You said you saw a sign that said this?
It's the world's longest sign. It actually went from his house to our front door.
I don't know the
If you
legal.
get a second speed, you're taking in a work zone in this area while you are.
Your license is suspended.
Oh. Well, you bring up an interesting question because Jim has that same question. He's on CMF. Hey, Jimmy, how are you, buddy?
Good. He actually just got to it because I figure he's got at least one more letter coming, and it's going to say your license is suspended.
Okay, so I could be wrong.
I think I'm already there because I've already got 3. I actually have 2 that says on the second one your license is suspended.
Is that if you don't pay
I don't
it?
think these are true convictions. I think these are just they're monetary punishment because he didn't go to court. He hasn't been assigned points. Can you imagine if these were points as insurance? Oh, my God.
Yeah, no kidding, man. No kidding.
And
I love that Jim's laughing at him, too. Ah, you idiot.
Dumbass.
All right, does anybody know? Because I think Jim's right, but I don't know what I'm talking
because
about.
it does say.
Jimmy, thanks for the call.
Because it says this car is registered to you.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's not like directly at me. Like they don't know who's driving.
Right.
Can you get a license suspension for X amount of these speed camera tickets in a work zone? 252-WCMF, 252-9263. Does anybody know?
Yeah, because I'm not pulled over by a cop or anything. I didn't sign anything.
Okay.
Because when you get a speeding ticket, you get it. You have to sign it. And
you didn't
hand
click
it
a
to
box that said, this is me acknowledging that I got the ticket when you paid for the first 2 online?
No. No, all I did was pay it because it's through a company in Philadelphia.
You keep bringing up that Philadelphia thing.
Well, it got a big job.
But I do wonder
it better.
if that makes a difference when it comes to like the process of paying your tickets. Like it's not through the state. Well,
here's
it through
the thing.
State? I don't know. I'm confused.
No, it's through Philadelphia. One of the saddest movies of all time.
Giving my money to Bobby Clark for Christ's sakes.
Kimmy doesn't get that joke.
You don't know who Bobby Clark is.
I don't know what the joke is.
Well, you don't get mad at me. You're the one spending all this
He's probably
money.
the greatest Philadelphia Flyer of all time.
Pretty good argument. Yeah, you can make an
Pretty
argument.
good argument.
Well, I mean, there's a couple other guys.
The first expansion team to win a Stanley Cup, they drew 2 million people downtown.
Let's not get into a best flyer of all time argument.
That just makes me very upset. So, yeah.
252-WCMF, 252-9263. Because Tommy has to make this better on 2 ways. One, he has to bring the temperature down with his wife, who is getting frustrated with him.
Right, because I'm like, Adam, what do you want me to do?
And here's the thing. You can't even really bring the temperature down with your wife because even if somehow you sweet talk her into not being mad at you, next week when another envelope shows up.
There could be a deuce in the woods coming to my house.
Deuce in the woods?
Yeah.
Question 2.
Yeah.
Is there anything he can do to get out of the situation that he's in, knowing that these tickets may be on the way? Because let's see here. Let's start doing the math. If it goes up $25 for every ticket, right? So it's 75 into 100. No, 50, 75, 100.
So you have
so
2
you're in
more
for
coming
225.
potentially.
Now we're at $1.25, $1.50.
That would put you at $500 total.
Yes. To go home. To go home. Doing less than 60 miles. I'm not even doing 55.
But you're doing. I mean, that's like making
Come
an argument.
on,
I was only doing
man.
55 and a 35.
But I
what are
wasn't.
you, the DA?
Come on. And most of those guys were on break. It was 10 o'clock. They're probably getting coffee right there.
Yeah, everyone knows 10 o'clock is break time.
First coffee break.
You're the only man in America that takes break at 10 o'clock, and it's break for the
Break
day.
time.
252-WCMF. Tommy got a third.
What
a
a
third.
This blows butt, man.
Construction camera ticket. He says it blows butt, but the courts say no, the butt has not been blown. You've broken the law. This is what you'll pay. His wife is now pissed off at him. He believes, based on the timeline and average, you could have 2 more coming.
Right.
Let's talk to Tim. Hey, Timmy, how are you, buddy?
Yeah, something you're not thinking about. If you get too many points, they're going to pull your license, and I think every one is 3 points for a speeding ticket.
Okay, all right, hold on. But did it say anything about points when you were paying or pleading? Okay, so it didn't. I mean, Timmy, I think go ahead, Timmy. I'm sorry.
It doesn't matter. It's a speeding ticket. It's 3 points.
No, I don't think this.
Yeah, I think we learned that this is a little different.
Because this is a camera.
Yeah.
I didn't get pulled over by an officer. I didn't sign a speeding ticket. I wasn't assigned, like, I could plead it out in a court.
Did the camera have a name badge on that said Officer Camera? Because that might
Could have been.
You might be in trouble.
Because somebody else could have been driving his car.
All right, Tim, let me ask you this question. Are you hoping Tommy gets his license suspended?
Oh, no, because one of you guys will have to pick him up every morning.
Yeah, my ass. Good luck using Uber. Tim, thanks for the call, buddy. Have a good rest of the day. I mean, it would have been cheaper for you to take an Uber every day to work.
Oh, yeah. Or hire a private car service at this point. What are you talking about? I could have a limo sitting out front with a hot tub.
252 WCMF. If there's a name of a man that knows everything.
Yeah. But the law?
Well, I'm not about anything.
Oh.
He knows a thing or two about a thing.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah.
You don't know him.
It's Rimmer.
No. It's Dominic.
Oh, Dominic.
Dominic.
Hey,
What do you got
Dom.
for us, buddy?
Hey, how's it going?
Good, Dom.
So I'm thinking, this is from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. So it's not even in New York that you're getting a notice of liability. So it's the preponderance of evidence. It has nothing to do with
really the ponderosa of evidence. You get wings.
Let
no
my counselor
sauce.
talk.
Okay, I'm sorry.
It's a notice of liability. So if you say, hey, someone was test driving my car because they might want to buy it, it wasn't me driving. There's no officer there to ID you and prove that it was actually you driving.
Ooh, I like this.
I
love this guy. Preach, Dom.
We band together and we don't pay these because they're unconstitutional.
Can you come by my house later?
From the state of New York. Let's just not pay them. What are you going to do?
No, I actually encourage Tommy. Do Dominic's plan. I encourage you to not pay these tickets and let's see what happens. I mean, Dominic, everything you say sounds very inspirational and like founding fathers. Great. Awesome.
But I also don't want my license suspended.
And it ain't going to work, Dominic. There's something in the fine print somewhere that I signed with my license or my registration or in these tickets.
I clicked I agree.
Yeah. Right. Just because it sounds cool doesn't mean it's true.
Like where he was going.
Yeah, but how can they prove it was you driving?
They can't.
Your car, but, they can't do it. They can't prove it was you.
No, so we've talked about this on the show.
If the glove does not fit, you must acquit.
The glove does not fit. Dominic, thanks for the call, buddy. Have a good rest of the day. I'm going to run through a wall for Dominic. No, this was the same issue we had with the red light cameras, right? Where it goes to the person who's registered, who the car is registered
But you
to.
remember people were stiffing? They weren't even collecting the fines on it because people just weren't even paying them.
Yeah, no, I highly encourage you to try that. Let's see what happens.
Bro.
Oh, God, I can't wait.
Bro.
Unpopular radio personality arrested.
Hey, they already got $125 out of me.
Yeah, and
they got they got 100 out.
No, they got $225.
No, I've only paid 50. Oh yeah, $125. God damn it!
How do you not know math, stupid?
I'm learning now pretty quickly.
All right, I'm gonna make you feel better. 252 WCMF 252-9263. Tommy got a third construction camera ticket. This one from again a month and a half ago.
Same spot.
He's averaging one a week. His wife pulled this one out of the mail yesterday. She's now pissed at him. There's nothing he can do. If we do the math on average, because he's averaging one a week, by the time this is all said and done, if they continue to go up by $25 each, he will be $500 into the camera construction speeding ticket game. 3 sounds like a lot. I'd like to introduce you to Kevin. Hey, Kevin, how are you, buddy?
Good. How about you?
Good. What do you got for us, brother?
Tell Tommy, my boss got 7 of those tickets.
7?
Yes, when they were doing construction up on 104, and only 2 of them were his.
Oh, but the business got his vehicle.
Did he get one every day of the week?
No, I got 3 in a day.
You got 3 in a day?
Oh, my God.
Yes. It was up on 104. Another driver got 2, and my boss got 2 himself.
Okay, so, Kevin, what happened with the 7? Was there any extra punishment?
No, he paid the money and said don't speed through those construction zones anymore.
So he owns all the vehicles, so they all went to his name.
Okay.
Oh, man.
Damn.
Hopefully your wife is registered to that vehicle, and she's going to get the tickets.
Either way,
Dude, that'll help.
Yeah, it's not good for Tommy.
Hey, Kevin, thanks for the call, buddy. I'm sorry. I'm losing. Phone's killing me. I'm sorry.
How many of these people are paying these fines?
What are you, Seinfeld?
This is
Why
terrible.
don't they make the whole plane out of the black box?
Working people getting shafted like this.
Yeah, not the working people that they're trying to keep from getting hurt.
No, but how about these millionaires with their flyover helicopters? They don't pay you anything.
The hell are you talking about?
And I'm supporting them.
What does that mean?
Nothing.
Okay. We got Facebook messages coming in. You can always get us at WCMF or the Break Room Facebook page. I had asked earlier if there's anything Tommy can do to keep his wife from being mad at him right now. John's got a suggestion.
Okay.
He says Tommy just needs to find a way to replace the money he's losing with the tickets.
Okay, with other money?
He goes on. Maybe he can drive an Uber and become the only Uber driver to lose $300 in a month of driving.
Oh, man, I wonder how many drivers like that, though, have been hit with these tickets.
Could you imagine working all day for nothing?
Yeah,
because
I mean,
it could be your profit for a couple of days.
If it's for $50 for a couple of days,
no, but if you
Uber driver.
But if you start racking them up,
yeah, no, like Kevin said, if you're going the same If you're going back and forth multiple times a day, like you could have multiple in a day.
3 in one day.
Yeah.
3 in one day. So, all right, you're not the worst offender. You can feel good about that. By the way, I do find it funny how we've heard from a lot of contractors in the 3 discussions we've had about this who just keep getting these tickets.
Yeah.
Slow down, guys. Slow down. House is going to be there when you get
Well, now
there.
you know.
Right? It's not going anywhere. You're the ones building it.
I'm telling you, though, it's almost impossible to drive 40 miles an hour for any length of time on a highway.
That's funny.
Try it.
I do every day.
Oh, you do not, Christ on a cross.
I drive that route every single day. I do. I have yet to get one of these tickets.
You drive 40 miles an hour.
I have not gotten a ticket. I drive past that camera every day.
Try doing it.
I do it every day.
Try doing it, though, again.
Your ass don't do it.
Tommy, where's my ticket? Where is it? Oh, I don't have one because I obey the law?
No, because maybe you're catching it at the right time.
Catching it at the right time.
Well, listen, man. I go every time I get pinched, it's midweek at 10:08.
Oh, you think the camera just goes off at that time?
Well, I've driven past it other times. I didn't get pinched.
I've seen it pop for people in front of me. I've seen the lights go off. I just haven't gotten one.
Well,
because I follow the law. That's why.
Oh, I travel a dealership. Steady as a mountain, go 40 miles an hour.
It does. It drives great. My Honda Pilot for the iFamily dealers.
Hockey equipment. I'm going.
Look, man, don't get mad at me. Get mad at Philadelphia for some reason that you're rambling about. 252-WCMF, 252-9263. We got more Facebook messages coming in. We got folks trying to help you out here. Gary sounds like a guy who knows what he's talking about.
Yeah.
He's on CMF. Hey, Gary, how are you, buddy?
Not bad. So I had this happen to me in Arizona when I used to drive tow truck. I used to get tickets all the time from cameras.
Yeah.
Technically, it's not an officer serving you that ticket. So Tommy's the sucker by filling that ticket out and sending it in.
Yes.
Unless an officer hands that ticket to you, it is technically not a served ticket, and therefore you don't have to acknowledge it.
My favorite thing about this show, and Gary, you sound like a great guy. You making horseshoes back there? What's going on?
I'm at the gym.
Oh, you're at the gym calling us? Go work out, Gary. For God's sakes, get a sweat in, huh? Gary, thanks for the call. My favorite thing about the break room
What's that?
is how men and women with zero law background,
but they know the law,
will call up with the most confidence you've ever heard in your life and say the most cockamamie crap that will absolutely get you in a whole ton of trouble and be like, do that.
So far, I got 2 no pay.
I do it. I say go for it.
No pay.
Go for it. You won't.
I no pay.
I no pay?
My new Italian name. I no pay.
Caitlin writes us on Facebook. Again, Tommy got his third construction speeding ticket in the mail, the camera one. We were talking about his wife found it. She's all pissed off. Caitlin, she looks young, Caitlin, here. She says, my mom gets mad at my dad for the tickets he gets all the time. You just have to pick them out of the mail before she gets them or talk to the mailman to put them in a place where she can't find them.
Yeah, that's too much work.
Also, I think it's like a federal offense.
Probably.
Hello, mailman. Could you please put the mail in a secret place? Matthew actually has a pretty genius idea that hasn't come up in the 60 minutes we've discussed this in total.
All right, what's Matthew saying?
Do you not have cruise control?
I'm not setting cruise control for a mile.
I'd never think to set cruise control in a construction zone. Isn't that like dangerous?
It's dangerous, and I don't know. Cruise control.
Why would it be dangerous? I can hit the brake and slow down. I'm maxing at this level.
I don't think you can set a cruise control at a certain level. It doesn't work.
You absolutely can, because I've set it at 35 to not go through
I don't think
small
my car has that.
It absolutely has.
Well, you got a quality ride from mine. I made the mistake. I didn't go to.
Oh, you got
to get my car.
got the 60 or over cruise control, you dumbass.
I don't think I can set it that low.
Let's take one more call, 252-WCMF, because you're saying everybody's going through this, man. We should all feel this. Everybody's getting ripped off, man.
Yeah.
Chris has got the last word on CMF. How are you, buddy?
Good. I'm with you. I go through there every day. There's 2 posted signs well before the camera guy, and I've never gotten a ticket either, unlike Tommy.
Oh, man. I'm going to put another sign up. Why don't you kiss my brown?
Like, it's so funny, man.
Like, I see those signs posted every day, and I obey the people.
No, but Chris is right. Like, 10 NBC did that story.
Say my prayers every night, and I eat my vegetables.
The 10 NBC did that story. Like, there's about 1,000 tickets. Yeah. Like, there's got to be 10,000 cars a day that go through there, which means, like, what, 1% of people?
They are cleaning it up.
Shut up.
They've written over $1 trillion worth of tickets.
No kidding.
Yeah, and they're all yours.
Chris, thanks for the call, buddy. All right, let's take a break. We are super late. I'm sorry. Speaking of cars, there was an accident on 90 yesterday.
Yeah, and it was like a Big old truck?
Yep, tractor trailer carrying something.
All right.
And we've had a bunch of stories where like stuff spills out of a truck and you start to fantasize about getting out and grabbing all this stuff. Unfortunately, a lot of the stuff we've had around us is not good after it hits the ground.
Oh, yeah, it's ruined.
Although not exciting, this may be the greatest off the road, out of a truck, steal food of all time.
A big spill.
We'll tell you what went down. We'll do it next here in the break room on CMF. finders keepers. If I happen to be driving, and all of a sudden there's stuff that falls out of a truck all over the road,
yeah,
I can take that, right?
I don't think
Probably not. Okay. But it doesn't keep people from trying. And it sounds like folks in Victor had an opportunity yesterday to grab what might be the perfect product to fall out of a truck and still be good.
So the perfect road spill.
I think so.
Okay.
You're hanging out in the break room, Rochester's Classic Rock 96.5, WCMF. Right now, you can log on to WCMF.com. Go to the contest page, enter for your chance to win tickets to see comedian Sebastian Maniscalco.
Very funny young man.
Well, great drop in.
He's one of the hot new guys out there on the scene, baby.
Young man, I worked with him 20 years ago. He is funny. He's at the Blue Cross Arena November 15th, courtesy of Live Nation. Tickets are on sale right now at livenation.com. Just after 7:45, I'd like to introduce a new phrase into Bill's Mafia lexicon.
Oh, all right.
BTSD.
BTSD.
Bill's traumatic stress disorder.
Oh.
Because on the surface, this deal made yesterday involving a former Bill means nothing. He's been playing terribly. He may not even see the field.
Is that even official yet?
It's done.
Oh, this is that trade deadline?
Yeah, the trade
thing?
that went down. Yeah, it was at the trade deadline yesterday.
Oh.
We're not talking about, what are we talking about?
Oh, maybe I'm thinking of something else.
I don't know we're talking like this. But the fact that this man is now on this team who we could be seeing down the road is making me, and I know other Bills fans, very, very uncomfortable.
Oh, you're talking about another team.
You got it.
Okay.
And we'll get into it
Gotcha.
just after 7:45 here in the break room on CMF. Yesterday, a truck got into an accident on 490 East near Victor.
What happened?
Well, no word on how the driver's doing. Obviously, we hope they're okay. But what the truck was carrying, Tommy, it was loaded with potatoes.
Just regular ass potatoes?
Free
Straight
potatoes,
up
bro.
potatoes.
Uncut, pure Idaho.
Raw potato.
Well, I don't know where they're from, but yeah, potato.
Right.
Straight
oh,
up
wow.
potatoes.
Potato truck.
So we've had a few stories in the past of trucks carrying stuff, crashing, and then they spill the items all over the
Yeah,
ground.
A
it's
lot
ruined.
of booze.
Yeah. Okay, so that's
Yeah,
just
the
it.
beer
Yeah.
truck. Yeah.
We're right around the corner from the Jenny Brewery. St. Paul, they have that low bridge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we've seen multiple trucks hit that bridge, spill cans and bottles of booze all over the street. And that sounds awesome. You would want that. Problem with that is, most of the time, those cans and bottles are destroyed.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you'd have to go can to can.
Or open it with caution.
Exactly.
And they're all shook up.
Potatoes, however, don't have that problem.
Yeah, true.
Potatoes might be the perfect road spill food because
Yeah, grab your spuds.
it
Wash
takes
them
a
off.
it takes a lot to mess up a potato, right?
Yeah.
Potato, I think you can argue, is the most resilient of foods.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a low end score.
Yeah, I mean, do I want the potatoes though? That's the question.
I mean, how many potatoes am I
grab
grabbing?
a potato? I
All
guess
the
I'm
potatoes.
good.
What do you? Potatoes are great.
They're great, but they're cheap.
Yeah.
I heard one time when I was younger that a potato has all of the vitamins and nutrients you need to where you could eat that exclusively and not die. And I've never looked that up, but I'm just going to continue to believe it for the rest of my life.
Okay.
Can you Google what a 5-pound bag of potatoes costs right now, Kimmy? Thank you. And here's the thing. Even if this potato's a little messed up, you can either peel the skin or chop off the bad part.
Mash it up.
Still a perfectly good potato.
Yeah.
And you brought up that. Not only is it resilient, you can do so many things with potatoes. You can bake them, you can mash them, put them in a stew, put them in a casserole, eat it straight up like an apple.
I'm not eating raw potato. You get worms.
You ever try? No, you don't.
You do.
No, you don't.
No, you get ass worms. I'm telling you, you eat a raw
You
potato.
don't get ass worms from eating raw potatoes.
Oh, you don't, huh? How do you know?
Because, I mean, who are you going to ask in this room about potatoes? I'm Mr. Potato. I'm not
your
kidding.
head.
I would just... I would microwave potatoes when I was a kid and eat them like that.
That's horrible.
No, it was great.
It's got like eating dirty
No,
rubber.
it softens them up, and you just eat them straight up. It was delicious.
You didn't bake them?
No, I mean, I
No,
took
we
too much time.
remember when we went out to dinner with our boss. We saw him just eat a potato raw.
Dry
Like,
potato.
Yeah.
Dry
Oh,
potatoes.
yeah.
You didn't even put butter on it. Nothing.
But at least it was baked.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can do it
Still.
kind of
But
the
you
same way
cannot
in
eat a
microwave.
raw potato.
You can eat a raw
It's-
potato.
You don't know what's in it. You could get illness.
Well, okay, how come you can eat a raw apple?
It's different.
How so? I've seen pictures of worms in apples. I've never seen pictures of a worm in a potato.
Apple is not in the ground. It's above ground.
Okay, you're an idiot. Kimmy, what's a 5-pound bag of potatoes
Like
cost?
$3.
Okay, so you're saying it's not.
So you 2 armfuls,
how-
you got $6
Yeah.
worth of ass worms.
Look, I would make the argument if you were going to get out of the car to grab something that had spilled all
right.
over the road, the smartest thing to grab would be the potato.
Yeah, I think I'm
Well,
passing.
I
Not
had to-
even worth it.
See, remember that day we got that bag of onions?
Yeah.
Yep.
And like everybody
Thank
was
you,
coming
town
in,
of Elba,
Yeah.
onion capital of the world.
Queen.
Yeah.
and everybody was running down here for onions.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
I mean, onions, it's like the beginning of a meal. That's work.
No, I agree with you with the onion. Like, you put onions in things. A potato, you can make an actual meal out of.
Yeah, but I got to do something with it. I say, like, a can of beer, a candy bar, I can enjoy it now. Something I have to take home and prepare that I'm only getting, like, $3.
And you're not going to just have a potato for dinner.
Yes, you can. Just have a potato
for dinner.
I'm
not that poor yet.
I'm not a potato person.
Okay,
I don't get excited for potatoes.
You guys are the dumbest people. You make me so mad all the time.
Yeah, because I'm not going to turn it into a bag of fries.
Why? You just chop fries.
You know how long it takes to make French fries at your house?
A long time.
Okay.
To get them the right crispiness.
Right.
Fine. If it's not a potato, 252 WCMF 252-9263. Is there any everyday product that you'd consider getting out of your car to go grab? And keep in mind, it has to be resilient because can of beer is awesome. It's going to be destroyed. Candy bar sounds great. It's going to be all mashed up and gross.
I do it for Honeycrisp apples.
It's the same argument.
Nah. Different. I can eat an apple.
And those things
straight
are
up.
expensive
They're
as
not
hell.
that expensive.
They're the pricier of the apples.
How about snacks?
Like what?
Any snack that fell out, it's in a bag.
Anything in a wrapper, for sure.
No, but it's going to be, as soon as it hits the ground, if it's chips, those chips are going to be destroyed. There's going to be puffs of whatever. And those are also potatoes.
I have watched you eat the end of a bag of chips, bro.
No, but I'm not getting out of my car to get chip dust.
No, but
I'll take where it started. The potato.
Let's say it's a bunch of candy bars.
Okay.
Yeah.
Reese cups.
No,
Twix.
Reese cups would be the worst.
Right, they're still in a wrapper. Eat them.
No, but they're going to be all smushed up, so it's just going to be like... Bleh.
How are they getting smushed up? They just fell off. They'd have to be run over to be smushed up.
I'm telling you, I think you're underestimating the trauma that would occur with candy bars and snacks if they flew out of a truck onto the ground.
As long as they're unopened, you can eat it. What if it's a little cracked?
No, I would make the argument that it would have to be something like a vegetable, because anything in a container can be broken. Clothing is probably going to get damaged or stained. If it's not a vegetable or a fruit, and even fruit, you got to be careful with because those things bruise easily.
Ooh, I know what you guys pick up. Bananas.
No, because look, I mean, this banana hasn't even been touched, and it's all brown and got spots all over. Banana would be destroyed.
Well, but if they were green bananas, so you take them home, let them ripen up.
No, but here's the thing: you take them home, it's already had impact. By the time they ripen up, you get that big ass brown spot.
But so does the potatoes got impact.
No,
potatoes got impact.
No, onion and potato are resilient. What's going to happen to the onion or the potato? Nothing. Nothing will happen. See, you can't even come up with something better than the potato. That proves my point.
No, there's a lot of things better. We came up with a lot of things better than a potato.
No, that would still keep its form and be good the way you're used to it. 252 WCMF. We're talking about a truck crashed on 90 yesterday in Victor. It was full of potatoes. A truck full of something that spilled out of the road that you could actually use. Potatoes, number one. I mean,
number one.
Other than something like, it would have to be either a veggie or a fruit or something tough that would never break. And I know we're thinking
about pineapples. What?
A truck carrying pineapples crashes.
Yeah.
And pineapples
I would
spill
scoop
out.
up some pineapples.
That's the hardest food to have to eat.
Yeah, well, pineapples take a lot of work.
They do, but but pineapple is a delicious enough item where I would go out of my way to pick up that pineapple.
No, but it's like
I don't
30
care about
minutes
the potato.
before I get And by the way, pineapples eat you while you're eating them. We've talked about this before.
But they're good for you.
Yeah, they take away all of the inside skin.
And I think they're tough enough where they'd survive a fall.
You might be right, but I don't want to spend the time having. I don't know how to cut a pineapple. I always take off too much pineapple.
So were your family too poor for pineapples?
I'm being serious when I say this. I don't remember a time in my childhood where we had pineapple in the house.
Did you even know what it was?
I knew what a pineapple was.
So did you ever taste one as a child?
Yes, I'm sure I had pineapple at some point, probably on a ham.
All right.
But those pineapples came out of a can. I'm not kidding. I do not remember a time in my childhood where there was any pineapple.
Like a full pineapple in the house. You had to cut
definitely
and
not a full pineapple.
Right.
I'm even talking about cut pineapple. Pineapple's expensive.
No, but the whole pineapple's not too bad.
I've never seen. What do you want me to do? I never had a pineapple. What are you gonna judge me? Shut up.
Pretty sad.
Yeah, man. Was it the best environment?
Most powerful nation on earth, and it's a child with no pineapple.
What? 252 WCMF 252-9263. All right, I think we're getting bogged down here with foods.
Right.
What other product? It would have to be something tough. What about, like, let's say a truck crashed and a bunch of hammers go out all over the road. Would you get out for some hammers?
Yeah, quality hammer.
How many hammers would you take? Because you only need one hammer.
I would grab two.
Why would you take two hammers?
I'm not. Well, one for each hand, and if I lose one or one craps out, I got two hammers.
Out? Has anyone? It takes 30 years for a hammer to crap out.
I am surprised how many hammers I have in my house.
So you don't even need the hammer that's on the ground, but you would get out and take the hammer.
But tools are expensive.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
But like other tools too can break. Like something that you use as a blunt object is going to survive. Yeah. Right? You're not getting out for a hammer?
I think I don't know if you guys have the same problem, but when we moved into our house, we got everybody's extra tools.
Sure.
So I don't even know how many hammers are in the garage right now.
No, I mean Tommy's wife had the same problem when this house in Webster went empty. She got one major tool in her house. It keeps breaking. 252 WCMF. All right, let's talk to Barber. Hey, Barber, how are you, buddy?
Morning, guys. Potatoes do bruise rather easily. If you drop one, about a week later you look, there'll be a big black spot where it dropped on the ground.
That's why you eat it right away. I'm going to get home. I'm going to eat the potato right away, Barber. I'm going to eat it.
Tell them about the worms.
Well, I'll give you the butt scooches. But if you want something resilient, you got to go carrots, rutabagas, turnips, beets. Those can hit the ground and roll and survive better than a potato.
Those vegetables that nobody eats.
I like carrots. You know,
when's the last time you had a rutabaga?
I don't even know what. I'll be honest with you. I don't know what a rutabaga looks
like. It's kind of like a squash. It's super hard and round.
Is it a turnip? Are those the same things?
It's kind of like a turnip. It's more of a squash.
Okay.
Yeah, same family. They're stuff. Anything that grows under the ground will be more resilient than like apples or fruit that are above ground.
That's what I'm saying, man. I'll be honest with you, Barbara. Thanks for the call. If you took 3 vegetables and I didn't know what they looked like, and you said I'll give you $1 million to pick out the rutabaga, I would have a 33% chance of winning $1 million.
So my mother used to make them all the time because when they were poor living in Auburn, the 2 things they ate were potatoes and rutabaga.
How did they prepare it?
It's like a squash. You got to she used to peel it and boil it and smash it. It was almost like eating mashed potatoes.
Okay, I can get down on that.
But you had to put like a crap load of butter and salt on it.
Okay.
We're not thinking of one of the most base fruits that would have survived this.
Base fruit.
Oranges.
Oranges bruise easy.
No, they don't.
I don't think so.
No.
Well, Mitch threw in mandarins. I thought oranges bruised easy.
No, because they got that tough skin.
Yeah. I've never seen a bruised orange.
I would go grab some oranges.
Yeah, grab you. Ooh, yeah, some nice navel oranges.
Not really an orange guy.
I love oranges.
Yeah, I know. You're a weirdo.
I grew up in Florida.
Who hates oranges?
I don't.
What about grapefruit?
No, I hate grapefruit. Ugh. It's gross.
It's a rich man's orange.
My wife will have grapefruit for breakfast sometimes.
I love it.
It grosses me out.
It doesn't really have much of a taste.
Grapefruit's very sour.
Yeah, I don't like it.
Tart.
It's dumb. It's like It's like, hey, everything you like in an orange, we're going to take it away. Here you go. I don't even like oranges. I think the big question here, as we have the discussion about what you would steal off the road, how much trouble could you get in for grabbing this stuff?
Oh, you're going to get arrested.
Yeah, we found out you're not supposed to do that.
No, I understand, but I mean, how much work are they going to put in trying to track you down if you grab 3 pounds of potatoes?
So, you want to hear a funny story real quick?
Yes, I do.
My uncle was an FBI agent, and when he first became an agent, they sent him out west. Okay. And he was working in Iowa, and his first case was a case of capers. A truck carrying capers.
Oh, like the actual caper
flipped, and people started grabbing the capers and walking off with them. The FBI got involved to chase down everybody stealing all that stuff off a truck. It was a federal crime.
No kidding.
It was on the interstate, and I think his first gig going through the FBI, he's chasing down basically condiments.
Well, here's the thing, though. That was during the Red Scare, and everyone knows anyone who liked capers back then, pinko.
You were a pinko.
Yeah,
but they wouldn't take them back and use them, though, right?
No, but you were arrested for stealing,
it was more just
basically.
like getting in trouble for it. Yeah.
Would the sympathy for the driver keep you from trying to grab stuff if you watch this all happen? Because,
I mean, it's his ass.
That's what I mean. You'd have to imagine an accident as a tractor-trailer driver is one of the worst days of your work life.
Yeah, he's traumatized to begin with.
So that would keep you from taking anything if he's standing there watching.
He might also kick your ass.
Well, I don't think at that point he cares, right? You crash the truck, you got bigger issues on your
I wouldn't really deal with some big burly truck driver who's also pissed off right now.
Okay, good call. Paul's got a great one.
What's Paul
when it comes to resilient foods falling off a truck. What about coconuts? Asked Paul.
Oh, yeah, all right, coconut. But, again, they're a pain in the ass. You've ever actually tried to eat a raw coconut, to break it open? So you need a machete.
We've talked about this. I have a machete. I told you that.
So do I.
The islands of Jamaica.
What are you doing with
it?
Walmart. Are you a
As
big
a gift.
coconut milk drinker?
So I hate coconut milk, but you like it. We learned, remember, a couple months ago that there's a soft spot in every coconut that you could stick a metal straw in and it'll just immediately bring the water.
But you don't get a lot out of it.
Yeah.
I mean, you want it for the coconut, the meat. And that's a pain in the ass.
You gotta scrape it out.
Yes, it's called the meat.
Yeah, you sure?
Yes.
Yeah.
I worked in produce.
I worked in a produce. You also told me yesterday the polls were open starting at 7 o'clock and they had already been open for 45 minutes.
Well, I hope it didn't screw anything up.
Coconut ass head. There's no way they call it coconut meat.
Yes.
What other vegetable?
The white in the coconut is called the meat of the coconut.
What other fruit or vegetable they call the meat on the inside?
Mincemeat pie.
No, that's not a vegetable or fruit, you idiot. What are you talking about? That's a pie and meat.
No, I got it. The middle, the meat. Like a tomato, like the middle of a tomato, the meat of the tomato.
Nobody calls it that. 252 WCMF. We'll take one more call. Let's talk to Mark. Mark, you got the last word, buddy. What's going on?
Hey, good morning, fellas.
Hey.
So when we were young, and Duff, you know exactly where this place is. So right at the Delta House, right on Buffalo Road,
oh, yeah.
there's a curve there. And a truck flipped over carrying these Century safes, these little teeny tiny like personal safes, you know.
Yeah.
And they let them go, like they didn't pick them up that night. Us kids, I mean, we're like kids, we're like 8, 10 years old. We went down and we were just taking every Century safe we could get. Like we were storing them in the woods behind Delta House. Like to this day, there might be a pile of Century safes in the back of Delta House in the woods.
And they still are there.
Thanks to Mark and his buddies, Century Safe stopped making safes in Rochester 8 years ago. Yeah. Thanks a lot, Mark.
You buried the company.
We all, I might even still have one.
I was going to ask you.
This is a long time ago.
Why would you get rid of a safe if you got one? Right?
Everyone could use a safe, right? Mark puts all his good jokes in there.
It's a Century safe.
Mark, thanks for the call, buddy. Have a good rest of the day.
It's a small safe. It doesn't hold many good jokes.
I'm talking about the safes. Thanks, Mark. Have a good rest of the day. Last safe talk.
Yes.
All right, let's take a break. The new phrase we are introducing to Bill's Mafia.
So what happened?
BTSD, Bill's Traumatic Stress Disorder. Because this deal on the surface really...
The trade they made?
Yeah, the Bills didn't make this trade. It involves a former Bills player showing up on a different team. And this means nothing, really, based on what he's done this year, what his job will be on this new team, and the fact that the Bills may not even come across this team again. But if things line up, Kimmy, we have had so many heartbreaking moments in big times.
Yep.
Where you look back and go, you got to be kidding me.
Yeah.
Every Bills fan had this immediate fear yesterday involving this man who we love in what would be the most devastating time for it to happen.
Oh, man.
We'll get into it next here in the break room on 96.5 WCMF. I mean, this deal should mean nothing. All it should be is a name you recognize, a guy that used to play on the Bills, who we really, really like, but doesn't really.
But he's not on the team, so what?
Well, here's why. Because Bills Mafia has BTSD, Bills Traumatic Stress Disorder, and as soon as we saw this deal, I know a lot of us, like me, thought, oh my God, no.
So you're not happy at all?
You're hanging out in the break room, Rochester's Classic Rock 96.5, WCMF. Just after 8 o'clock, a man arguing that Tommy's take of you need to pay me for saving your life is wrong.
Why would you let that go to waste?
Because you love that person?
I love you, but pay up.
We'll recap the story of an amazing teenage kid and why this man is angry with Tommy. Hate mail of the week. Just after 8 o'clock here in the break room on CMF. So NFL trade deadline yesterday. It ended at 4. The Bills stood pat. They did nothing. They ended up signing former defensive tackle Jordan Phillips after he was cut by the Cowboys. So
that's what I was wondering. Did they make that official
Not
yet?
official, but he put it on Instagram, so I'm going with it. But a former Bill was on the move. The Los Angeles Rams traded former Bills defensive back Tre'Davious White
I remember him.
to the Baltimore Ravens. For a 7th-round pick swap, literally the least amount of compensation you can do. So the good news, the Bills don't have to face off against Tre'Davious in a few weeks when they play the Rams in L.A., and I know a lot of Bills fans were nervous about that because we love him.
He was a beloved Bill, for sure.
The bad news, if the Bills and the Ravens meet in the playoffs,
you're going to see him.
Now we got a potential situation.
How much playing time would he see in Baltimore, though?
Very little.
That's what I was wondering.
So he's been playing not well in
I know he's been
Los
struggling.
Angeles. Yes, he was a healthy scratch for one game, which means they didn't dress
so what's
him.
the problem?
Well, here's the thing. That's expected. He's coming back from his second major surgery.
All right.
However, this is not about whether or not Tre'Davious White can play.
Yeah.
This is about Bills fans and how our hearts get broken in the most devastating ways possible. BTSD, Bills Traumatic Stress Disorder. Because as soon as I saw this and I see him being traded to Baltimore, my brain started going off.
What happened?
All of the ways that this is going to hurt us. In the
One magical moment for Tre'Davious White hurts the Bills.
The thought plays out in your head, right? The Bills are down 4 points. Josh is driving with 2 minutes left.
Six.
AFC Championship, right? They're in a dime defense, so Trey's got to be out there with all the defensive backs. And in the end zone, ball bounces off of somebody's hands into Tre'Davious' chest, and he sends him to the Super Bowl.
Oh.
It's the first thing I thought of. Some pass breakup or I don't like it.
Probably not
well, it feels like you're always just constantly wondering what historical NFL event is going to happen against the Bills in the worst possible moment.
And it's going to involve someone that you either love or hate. It's going to happen.
And you think can't get any worse than a guy literally dying on the field, right? But then, you just keep getting disappointed over and over.
You know what's funny? Here's how bad it is.
What?
I was thinking of 3 things. I didn't even think about
forgot
DeMar
about
Hamlin.
that one,
I was
didn't
thinking of Super Bowl 25, 13 seconds, and then the field goal last year against Kansas City at home.
A lot of things.
DeMar Hamlin dying on the field did not even factor
but again,
into my
all
PTSD.
these moments in NFL history, I wonder what the percentage of them, those memorable moments, involve the Bills in some way.
Yeah. I mean, here's the thing, too, with this Tre'Davious White thing.
Yeah.
I'm glad we don't have to play him against Los Angeles, not because he was dangerous, but because he was so beloved by Bills fans, right? He was a great dude. He was a fantastic player while he was here. He had some bad injury luck. First ever draft pick of Sean McDermott.
Only had nice things to say about Buffalo when he left.
He's good people.
They tried to make him say bad things.
They did.
In L.A., they did a video, and he's like, nah, I'm not going to, nah. Right?
Yeah.
And here's the thing.
What's that?
There is some potential good news here.
What's the good news?
Well, the Bills have seen a bunch of former teammates this season already.
Tank.
And it hasn't hurt them.
Yeah.
They smoked the Jags with Mitch Morse and former wide receiver Gabe Davis. Stephon Diggs didn't really do much in that game they played in Houston, even though they lost. You could make the argument that Jordan Poyer kept making plays to help the Bills in the 2 Miami games.
Right.
So, I mean, maybe this
But you're on a good streak right now.
But that also kind of lines up for it's all one more pitch to win the world. Oh my God! Oh my God! I don't want to live like this anymore, man. I don't want to live where I immediately think of the worst case scenario every time something not involving the Bills happens.
Right. I don't know how you're going to do that.
Thank you for all your help. I appreciate that.
Well, you're so locked into this stuff.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, welcome to being a Bills fan.
What do you mean? I mean, I don't know how.
If I think of
brush
Baltimore,
that off, maybe next year, kids.
I look at Baltimore. I think of Derrick Henry and how he's just going to steamroll everybody in the league.
Man.
I wouldn't even think about the other stuff.
The Bills are ahead of them in the AFC standings right now.
I know, but that guy looks Stoppable.
No, here we go again. Unstoppable.
Oh my God.
I mean, you know what would hurt the most, too?
What?
252 WCMF, we're talking about Tre'Davious White. He was traded for a 7th-round pick swap from L.A. to Baltimore. By the way, such a good dude, Tre'Davious White. The Rams did this as a favor to him.
Oh.
Because he wasn't getting playing time. He wasn't factoring in.
He wanted to go to the coast?
Well, he wanted to go to a contending team and try and find a place to play. And Sean McVay, the head coach of the Rams, said, he's been great. We asked him to do too much. They had some injuries that he forced him in. The thing. We wanted to make sure he was comfortable.
Yeah.
Everywhere he goes, everyone's just like, man,
that's a nice guy.
Yeah, let's get rid of him.
But I mean, if the Bills stay on the street that they're on, and the Ravens have a couple of tough games coming up.
Yeah.
If they do meet in the playoffs,
might not be till the end there,
and it may be in Buffalo.
Ooh.
So that would make it right. Like Tre'Davious White,
yeah.
Here's wide open. Oh my God! No! And he's running around on our field with the ball in his hand. Shut up!
Oh no!
Shut up!
Oh no!
Maybe if we think these things ahead of time, it won't happen. You know what I mean?
We have to spell out every worst case scenario.
Yeah.
That should be fun.
Well, it's better to live through it in imagination than to watch it.
Yeah.
No, because you can't. It's impossible to prepare yourself for the ways that these things happen.
For all the ways you could be disappointed.
No, I mean all the ways you could just be standing there with your mouth open.
And you're going to be shocked.
Yes, it doesn't have. It's not normal football plays. It's not normal things. It's like this has never happened before in the history of the NFL, and the Bills have fallen victim to it. All right, so good luck to Tre'Davious.
Yeah, good people.
Except when you're playing the Bills. And don't forget, Bills take on the Colts Sunday live, 1 o'clock here on 96.5 WCMF. I'll be at Bill Gray's on Sunday.
Oh, wow.
Out there in Chi-Line.
Party time.
Yeah, buddy. 1 o'clock kickoff. Sunday, 1 o'clock, the most immaculate of the Bill starts. Let's take a break. It's Wednesday. It's 8 o'clock. You know what that means.
I think it's time for a little hate.
Not enough of that today.
No.
We told you the story of a teenage boy who did something amazing.
Yeah.
Saved his father's life. His father is with him today because of his actions. And we'll recap that story for you, what this kid out in Victor did. But the discussion was grabbed by Tommy.
Yeah.
And he sprinted with it to the dumbest possible take ever.
I don't think it's dumb.
You believe this kid deserves to be rewarded.
Oh, yeah.
But not with a pat on the back or a, hey, thank you so much.
Can't take that to the bank.
Okay. After your take, a man wrote us a letter. And this is a deeply thoughtful letter.
Oh, great.
About why your take might be one of the worst takes you've ever had in the history of this show. And if you listen to this show, that's a doozy. It's Hate Mail of the Week. We'll read you the letter next here in the break room on 96.5 WC. You can feel entitled to certain things after a good deed.
Oh, sure.
You help someone move, you help them paint their house, clean their garage. You'd think that person would do something nice for you in return. But what about the greatest deed of all?
Oh, yeah.
Keeping someone on this planet.
I gave you life.
You'd think that would bring the greatest of all rewards, right? Well, according to this person who wrote us, you'd be wrong.
Oh.
You're hanging out in the break room, Rochester's Classic Rock 96.5, WCMF. It's Wednesday, it's 8 o'clock. It's time for Hate Mail of the Week. And this letter comes to us after an amazing story we shared with you about 2 weeks ago. 49-year-old John and his 15-year-old son, Jack, were getting in a round of golf at Ravenwood.
Nice, father-son, little round.
It was nice.
Yeah.
Up until on one of the greens, things got very scary. John, the dad, went into cardiac arrest.
He's having a heart attack.
Yes, he collapsed on the green. Even scarier, 15-year-old Jack said his dad had showed no signs of anything being wrong before that happened. They were out in the middle of the golf course.
It's like when you hear somebody just drops dead.
Bingo, you got it. This teenager was watching his dad die right in front of him.
Oh, he wasn't watching, son. He sprung.
He did. He did something. Jack called 911, and the operator told him to start CPR. And lucky for everyone involved, Jack knew what he was doing. He had learned CPR as a freshman in high school. His father made it to the hospital alive.
So he pulled him back from the light.
The cardiologist said that Jack's actions kept the blood flowing to his dad's brain, and thanks to the knowledge he had gained and his quick actions and not wilting under pressure, Jack saved his dad's life.
He's a legitimate hero.
100%. And it's an amazing story.
Yeah.
So we had this conversation, telling the story about 2 weeks ago. We talked about how this may change the power dynamic in a house between a father and a 15-year-old kid when he saves your life.
Yeah.
But Tommy, you started going off about how to reward the kid. How do you say thank you to someone that saved your life?
Yeah.
And your take was?
You pay.
That the kid deserves some kind of monetary value prize.
Yes. Yeah, I think you need to pony up.
Well, this letter we have here is very upset with you.
Why?
They say even the idea
listen to this.
of a monetary reward is stupid.
Why would you leave that on the table?
And it's inappropriate.
It's not inappropriate. You love me? You love me? Pay.
What a spoiled ass kid thing to say.
I could have left you there on the green, bro. Mom could go on a dating app.
Actual physical letters sent through the mail telling us we suck, wanting Tommy fired. Sit back and enjoy today's Hate Mail of the Week.
How can Tommy Muley be so wrong about such an important moment? In reference to your discussion about that amazing young man who saved his father's life with CPR, Tommy wanted to talk about the physical reward the son should get for his actions. I heard him mention money and trips, among other things. The fact is, any reward for saving someone's life is inappropriate. How do you put a price on human life? It's priceless. By giving someone a gift or expecting a gift for those actions, you'd be saying the person you saved and their life are worth a finite dollar amount. Are some people's lives worth more than others? This man's life is worth a lot more to his son than to some random stranger that could have witnessed this. Other than a medal of recognition, there should never be a reward for saving someone's life. And if you were offered that reward, you should decline out of simple human decency. You go to work to make money. If you can step in during an emergency and save someone's life, you do that because that's what we're all called to do as people on this planet. You would want someone to do it for you. Therefore, you should be happy knowing your actions gave that person more time on this earth. Sincerely, William.
Okay, so that is a very well thought out, Timmy, well-written letter. And Tommy, this man is coming after you for your take, so I will allow you to have the first word in response.
He's a sucker.
Why is he a sucker?
That's it? That's all you got?
Well, because he's trying to tell me nothing should be rewarded. Like the reward was I saved your life. No, I saved your life. You need to reciprocate. That's the class thing to do. To do nothing but say hey, I'm still on this earth now. I'm going to go have another pork sandwich.
Did you say class?
Yeah.
You want money for saving someone's life, and you tried to use the word class?
The class thing to do is to step up when somebody throws you the biggest bone of your life.
Wait, your mom was there? Kimmy, you were saying, I'm sorry?
No, I was just going to say you should do something for somebody that does that, but it's not an expectation.
I'm bringing it up.
You do think that someone should be given a monetary reward?
I'm saying I would feel if it was me, if somebody saved my life, I would feel the need to do something for that person that did that for me.
Okay.
But there's nothing that says I have to.
So let's say I start dying and Kimmy saves my life. And I come back and, all right, hey, how's that creep cap come? What's my PIN number? Hey, can you check my emails? And I'm not going to do anything?
Yeah, I'd be a little pissed.
Let's put a pin in
little
that for
pissed?
a sec. Let's put a pin in that for a sec. Hold on. The phone number is 252-WCMF, 252-9263, because I do think that William in this letter makes a lot of great points. From a personal aspect, this kid's action kept his dad around.
Yeah.
They're all playing golf together. So past loving him for being his dad, they spend quality time. That's what the story tells me. He could get decades more with his father thanks to what he did. I mean, your dad had his first heart attack in his 50s.
Yeah, 55.
And he lived to his 80s, right? Mm-hmm. But past the personal part of the story, I think the greatest point that William makes in this letter.
What's that?
What is a human life worth? How can you even put a dollar amount on something like that? 252-WCMF.
I understand your point. Like, what would be the total amount?
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm not asking.
Well, you're saying what's a human life worth?
Okay. Tommy, okay, fine. I want you to tell me. I want you to tell me what the monetary value of saving someone's life is in your humble opinion.
It's I don't have a number.
Mm-hmm. No. I should be rewarded with X amount, cash or gift. What is it? Because you're the one arguing for the gift.
So how old's the boy?
15.
Kid needs wheels.
Wait, what?
Kid needs wheels.
Yeah. So?
And you play in at Ravenwood in the middle of the week, you got bank.
What are you talking about? It's not that expensive.
That's a nice course.
It is, but it's...
And you're midweek, you're out jackassing on the course. I know you got bank. So the minimum, the first thing you got to do for that boy is get him a set of wheels.
So a $10,000 investment minimum.
No.
What if he already has a
new
car?
Yeah, okay.
I'm going down to the Ide family of dealerships, and I'm picking up my new ride at Ide. And guess what? This guy is paying for it.
Wait, so you said that's not it. That's the first thing.
That's where we're going to, that's my first, that's where we're going to get started.
Okay.
So I say base minimum, the kid, when he turns of driving age, he gets a brand new set of wheels.
Okay, what if the person doesn't have that money? We don't know what this family's financial situation is.
I hear they finance there, and they will work out financing, and they will get you in a payment you're comfortable with.
No, you keep saying that because you think my family's busted.
Yes, they are.
Okay.
You come from bust.
Tommy, who the hell has a pile of thousands of dollars just lying around? Right?
Well, that's why you got you got credit cards and you've got second mortgages and things of nature.
Holy
like that.
crap! So you're telling me the life of someone with money is worth more than the life of someone who doesn't have money? Because that's what you're kind of arguing here. So would you judge a millionaire who didn't offer you a reward for saving their life?
Yeah, okay. You got it, man.
Okay, well then you're saying that person's life is worth more than someone who doesn't have the money to reward you. And as being someone who is broke and busted, I would be careful which road you're walking down there, Mr. Squatal, as they say in France. Les Squatal. Because, I asked you to put a pause in a conversation you were having a second ago. Let's say the shoe's on the other foot.
All right.
Let's say Kimmy and I have to save your life one day. We wouldn't, but in a hypothetical situation, Kimmy does
team up.
Kimmy does CPR, and she brings you back to life from certain death.
Right.
What are you giving her?
Whatever she wants.
What do you want, Kimmy?
Well, I mean, you already put out a new car.
Okay, so new car for Kimmy.
Yeah.
I'd have to.
My ass! You gave her an empty gift card.
I definitely recharge that card for her.
You can't.
I would have to get her a car.
You can't afford a car for her. You can't afford a car for you. You just said your car doesn't have cruise control under 60 on it.
I would have to take out a second job, possibly a third.
You don't do one job. How about starting with a first job?
So you're saying you would be comfortable after she saved my life because I can't afford anything to do nothing.
Yes.
Knowing she needs a set of wheels.
A thank you? I think would suffice. Kimmy, what do you think?
Wait, like if you just said, hey, thanks, and moved on?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, you see.
Here's what I do. I go, hey, on air, I would tell the whole story and thank you so much from the bottom of my heart for saving my life.
I mean, I would expect at least like a daily coffee or something.
Hey, more than a coffee.
No, I would, but I'm saying like I would think like you would feel the need to do something.
No, Pat says
are the worst.
I have the gift of life.
It would be weird.
I could just sit
don't
here.
you think it would be weird though if you let's say we saved Tommy's life and then we just never talked about it or did anything about it?
We would talk about it. We'd make fun of him.
laughing at everything. Everything's a big goddamn joke.
Here's what you're not considering, right?
I consider nothing.
252 WCMF 252-9263. I'm talking to both of you here.
I'm offering stuff.
No, you're not, because you can't afford nothing. You're gonna go to your wife. Honey, I'm gonna buy Kimmy a car. Please buy Kimmy a car. After you're done buying my car, thank you. Hey, Mail of the Week, talking about a story from 2 weeks ago. 15-year-old kid out in Ravenwood Golf Course. He's golfing with his dad. Dad goes down, cardiac arrest. Kid calls 911, tells him start CPR. Luckily for everybody there, 15-year-old Jack knew CPR. He learned it as a freshman in high school, saved his dad's life. Cardiologist said that the blood flowing to the brain that Jack was doing the CPR with kept him alive.
Yeah.
And as we were having this conversation about how amazing the kid was, Tommy starts going off about how he needs a reward, a financial reward, which
Cha-ching.
set off events that had William send in a letter saying that you should not be given a reward for saving a person's life. How do you put a monetary value on a human life? Kimmy, you say it would be weird if you saved Tommy's life and you didn't get anything for it.
Like, just no like acknowledgement.
Nothing.
Other than hey, thanks.
There would be
it would just be strange that you didn't feel obligated to do anything.
Right.
Tommy has a wife who loves him.
Yeah.
Seeing her thrilled, I mean, if she loved you, that he's still around instead of the all rats that we'd actually get, that wouldn't be enough reward for you?
No, it would be my thing is, I find it weird that he wouldn't feel the need to do anything.
And I do.
All right. Can I paint a different scenario for you?
Sure.
Because we started with Tom.
Oh, Pat Scenario's here? My favorite Italian. Hey, Pat Scenario. What if your mother was dying on a golf course?
I don't have like huge expectations to to get something out of it, but I would think you'd do something to acknowledge it.
All right, so let's say that I go down, which actually is probably the most likely of all scenarios based on past here in the room, right? And you jump in and you save my life, right? And you come with me to the hospital because I need someone.
Right.
Okay.
My wife has called you my work wife, which makes me very uncomfortable. And at the hospital, they bring me back, and my wife and my daughters are there, and my wife is crying, and she's holding you, and my daughters, thank you, you saved my dad.
It'd be a really great day.
And if I come back, all said and done, I come back and I say thank you, and that's the end of it. None of that would be enough for you.
No, it's not that it wouldn't be enough for me. Again, I don't need anything big. I just would find it weird that you didn't do.
And by the way, they got it. Don't worry about it.
I would just find it weird that like you didn't want to take me out to dinner or anything.
London over here. We're going to the game over here. Detroit on a whim. Come on down.
The big city of Detroit.
Miami, baby.
When have I been to Miami?
Well, you went to Orlando, which is North Miami, baby.
I would have a hard time.
Like, you didn't even invite me in your igloo.
Oh,
no, well, look, I mean, you're not an igloo person.
That's what I mean.
There's
Nothing.
Igloo people, there's not igloo people.
You just moved on after this traumatic day.
I mean, I would have a hard time if she was on the other foot and something happens and I save your life.
Yeah.
Your husband thanking me.
Yeah.
But like in a fake way. Yeah. Oh, thanks a lot, man. Almost got out of that one. I would have a hard time taking anything from you.
But would you find it weird if we didn't offer anything?
No, I wouldn't.
All right, let's say. All right, here's another scenario. What?
No, go ahead. Thomas scenario.
That would make sense. I'm Sicilian.
You are Sicilian, yes.
I saved your life.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I don't want anything for it.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But you got it.
Well, I would make the
you
argument.
You at least got to buy him a new pair of socks.
You got it.
Well,
you got to step up.
Do I?
Well, yeah.
Because I would make the argument that we're even.
Are we even?
Well, you saved my life. I saved your career.
Is this what you call saving a career? I have no money and I haven't had a raise for 30 years.
Well, stop blowing through cameras and speed zones. You'd have a little bit of money. You would want. I thought the fact that we've known each other for so long would make me think you're the person least likely I would feel I had to reward. We're friends. We've known each other since I was 15.
So you're gonna welch out.
Yeah, it's not a welch. You're a bad person.
It's a total welch.
A total welch?
It's a total welch.
Total recall welch. You know, we're also not factoring in here.
What's that?
How expensive it can be to survive something like what we're describing.
Oh,
true. Now. I mean, this may not be like done in a day.
Or the medical
expenses. Might be yeah.
Well, look, I watched it happen with my dad, and then I watched it happen with my daughter when she had all that brain stuff going on. Right? Those bills come in. I love how you got. Oh, right.
Hold on. Well, go ahead. All right. So the medical bills are buried.
So like when my daughter had her surgeries and everything, the brain stuff, she's good now.
Yeah.
When those bills came in, they looked like phone numbers.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Right? Someone who ends up at the hospital after a near-death experience most likely is going to have insane medical debt, and then you're going to ask them for a reward on top of that?
Hold on. So let's say we do a GoFundMe, and you raise a nice chunk of change.
Sure.
Let's say you raise a couple $100,000.
No one's giving me money.
No, but
unless the money goes to put me down like a dog.
But like in general, people could get that. Just throw me a cut of that GoFundMe.
It sounds like fraud to me.
It's not fraud.
Oh, when you say it like that.
How's it fraud?
Because that money's for me and my family.
Yeah, GoFundMe.
Me.
I'm the guy that saved your ass. Me. They don't really say who me is.
Before you get to your message, can I ask you a serious question?
What?
If I go down, one of you is going to have to give me mouth to mouth. Who is it?
No, you don't do mouth to mouth. You just do CPR.
No, in this specific case, you have to give me mouth to mouth.
Tommy.
Well, you don't get to volunteer me.
No, I do. You didn't answer fast enough.
I'll give it a shot.
You get to put your lips on those yogurt lips over there.
All right.
Bro, no, because you got to go over my mouth, so you're going to get nothing but beard on them lips, baby.
All right. I will do it.
Yeah.
I just had to drag you into the men's room. I have this new kiosk.
What's it called?
It's called Uncle Tommy's Old Timey CPR. Ass resuscitation to your mouth.
What? Your mouth is going on.
I'm going to drop ass.
Oh, gotcha.
We did get a tweet from Jay who said, "Oh my God, if I was in Kimmy or Pat's spot, I saved Tommy, I'd take nothing, but I would never ever let go of. Hey, remember when I saved your life? I'd give him hell every day."
Oh, that goes without saying. Obviously.
Well, that's cruel.
Is it? Die then.
Every day in here.
Oh,
every damn
it's so
day.
hard for me to come in and make bad jokes and leave at 10 o'clock in the morning. Oh, my God. Look at me. And then get caught on camera and be charged $25 extra for every ticket. Third ticket. You got his third ticket.
It's $100 to go home every day.
Let's take a break. It sounds like maybe the death of the American mall may have been premature.
It's coming back?
Well, we're going back to the mall. The last 5 years, we have seen an increase in all of us deciding to go back and do some shopping.
Let's do some malling.
Except we're not doing shopping.
What are we doing?
These things are now what's drawing us to the mall. Kimmy, did you see this story?
I did, and I've noticed it happening more,
in fact,
especially in a place here.
Yeah, in all three of the malls in our area, you've seen this happen.
They're doing it.
It's good,
all right,
for certain people at the mall. But, Kimmy, this also feels kind of unsustainable.
We'll think it's going to collapse.
Thank you.
Well, that's not good.
We'll get into it. Next here in the break room on CMF. The announcement of the death of the American Mall may have been premature.
So what's going on?
Well, kind of premature. Because it turns out people have started going back to the mall.
The delicious food court food.
Well, see, you're only half wrong.
Orange Julius.
Because they're not walking out of the mall with shopping bags.
What are they getting?
Turns out, at least according to this, we're now using the mall for something else.
Oh.
You're hanging out in the break room, Rochester's Classic Rock 96.5. WCMF, we got your chance at $5,000.
$5,000, baby.
Easy to win. Download the free Odyssey app. Log in, listen to CMF for at least an hour each day. That is your daily entry. One winner in this national contest will walk away with $5,000 every single day. Fall in a 5K. Download the app. Good luck from your friends here in the break room on CMF. Tommy, did you know?
What?
In the last 5 years, there's been an uptick in people going to the mall.
So we're buying our jeans again.
No, we're not. We're not going shopping.
What the hell you doing at a mall?
Numbers in a new study suggest that people are going back to the mall for dining and entertainment experiences.
Oh.
For example, they have a list of businesses that they say get people going to the mall. They polled people, what makes you go to the mall? Of the top 10, 8 of them are chain restaurants.
So it's just basically it's a massive food court.
Well, we're just getting into it here. All right, so Macy's and Target were the only actual stores in the top 10 that were bringing people to malls.
So it's chow.
Yeah, exactly. So 8 of the top 10 are chain restaurants, and it gets weirder from there because it's not just stuff we want to eat at the mall.
What else are we doing?
Stuff we want to do as well. Experiences, they call them. Things like movie theaters, virtual reality centers, medical spas have seen a giant increase thanks to their popularity with mall customers.
Like that whole Dick's experience now you got outside?
Exactly. But, I mean, so, yes, that would be a unique combination of a store and an experience.
And that go-kart track you almost got me killed on.
Bingo, yes. I wasn't even there for that.
You
Don't
weren't,
blame
yeah.
me.
You did that on
You
your
guys
own.
talked me into it.
I don't know.
The boss
I
said
don't
you do
think
it
so.
in your pitch, so you went and did it. Who'd you race against? Daryl Waltrip?
Yeah. Nice guy.
Yeah, until he flipped you over.
Damn, it killed me. Jesus.
So if you look around our area, it's exactly what's happening. The mall in Greece has a ton of restaurants. They're continually adding more. And, Kimmy, those places always look popping on a Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah, I mean, they got a pretty good crowd.
Marketplace is pretty much just experiences now. You got the go-kart track you brought up.
I thought it was a lot of medical out there.
You got medical there, too. But that Dave & Buster's, it's the only one in our area.
Oh, yeah, you love that jackass place.
That place is always super popular.
Well, and that's part of it, too. I feel like a lot of those places that have been added to malls, they are like a one. It's the only one in that area or on that side of town.
Well, I think we learned our lesson after we built 2 malls within 4 miles of each other on the same road. But the only traditional mall, the way we remember it, seems to be Eastview right now.
Yeah.
But even Eastview has a big selection of sit-down places to eat.
And they got that fancy Dick's.
Exactly, interactive stuff. I mean, that's one of the most, with the batting cages, the rock wall, the outdoor, they turn into an ice rink in the wintertime. It's one of the most unique places you can go to. It's the only one in the country, right? Or at least
I thought it was the first.
First one, okay. Does this make sense to you guys?
Yeah, you got to reinvent yourself. And this town is great at that. If there's one town that knows how to do that, it's this town. When industry tanks, we find something else to do.
It's a good call. But does it make sense to you that people are going to the mall for experiences and food?
Because they are kind of unique. Like that Dick's thing, like you said, it's really unique.
It is, but like when it comes to getting food and stuff, like Rochester is chock full of every restaurant in the world away from the mall. You go down Jefferson Road, you go down Ridge Road, you got the mom and pop places all over the place.
That is a little surprising.
You don't have to go to the mall to eat.
Right.
Like I get in a place when we've been to some towns in the Midwest where it's like, yeah, this is where you have to go to get food.
Yeah, there's nothing really unique at the mall that you can't get anywhere else, to your point.
But I mean, when it comes to like food and stuff over shopping, that makes sense. Because I can't get P.F. Chang's from Amazon.
No.
There's no Red Robin in my backyard.
Yum.
I don't need to try on give me 3 pairs of pants anymore to find the best price. I can just get them online, right?
Yeah.
And what's interesting is the idea of what the mall is becoming is what it was supposed to be in the first place.
Like a town, almost like a town square.
Yeah, I'll get to that in just a second. 252 WCMF. Let's talk to John. Hey, John, how are you, buddy?
Not much. How you doing?
Good, John. What do you got?
I was just telling Kimmy that the medical office over at Marketplace is like state of the art over there. It's like going to an international frickin' airport.
That's what it says on the sign. International frickin' Airport of Medical Center.
What makes it so cool?
They have TV panels in there when you walk in. Tells you what doctor you need to see, what floor, what area. They got their own cafe. They got a state-of-the-art motion lab and gym. It's pretty wild.
No, he's right. I had to take my daughter in there after she broke her collarbone.
Yeah.
It's insane. And, John, it smells like Annie Ann's pretzels, which makes it even better.
You never can get that smell out. No matter how hard you try.
No, I mean, that was the first thing I walked in. I'm like, oh my God, it smells like pretzels in here.
All right, so state-of-the-art medical.
That cafe they have in there.
All right, John. Well, thanks for that. I'm going to go get a pretzel.
I got cancer and a cappuccino.
I believe it's just orthopedics over there. I don't know. John, thanks for the call. Have a good rest of the
Oh,
day.
I'm at the wrong mall. Can you take me to the cancer mall?
Way to bring everybody down, for God's sakes.
It's state-of-the-art, man. I'm sick and I got coffee.
I mean, it must be pretty cool for that to stick in John's brain. Like, this is a pretty cool medical center.
No, I mean, he's absolutely right. It's like
an international.
It's like walking into a spaceship. Like, they did a really great job over there with that whole thing. But going back to this whole thing, again, 252 WCMF, people are going back to the mall. The last 5 years, Americans have started going back to the mall.
Because we're sick.
But not for shopping.
We're limping in.
For dining and experiences. When the mall was invented, the idea, the guy who designed the first American shopping mall, designed it as a town square.
Yeah, like a community center.
Exactly. Like, there would be stores in there, but there was going to be other things. And for whatever reason, as time moved on, it all became stores. It seems like it's starting to go back to what it was initially supposed to be. A place for people to get together and entertain themselves. Because, Kimmy, I mean, even before the restaurants and the entertainment businesses showed up, we did use the mall for that. We would go and meet our friends there.
Oh, yeah,
you dropped your kids off
it wasn't
there.
just purely there to shop. It was just a place to hang out.
And even the mall would put on events to draw people in, right? You would have those professional wrestling shows, or the karate
They had
demonstrations.
art shows for kids, at the schools in the area.
The trout derby where you could hook a trout in the eye.
Oh, yeah.
As a 6-year-old and carry it around in a bag while you went shopping for pants. Who thought that was a good idea?
Know.
You want a trout, but you watch its eyeball explode? Come to Greece.
I think of how many times CMF gave away huge prizes at malls every year. And we did multiple times.
They did multiple. They gave away multiple.
There were concerts at malls.
Oh, yeah. Well, you had, was it Tiffany was like the mall queen? Yeah.
I think I saw
And Debbie Gibson.
Yep. She's Deborah
see
now.
at the mall once.
Huh?
Deborah Gibson now.
Oh, because she got old.
I think I was in the Buffalo Mall once, and Jessica Simpson was performing randomly. But
That makes
I
sense.
remember they had a whole stage set up and everything.
So, I used to work on PXY.
Yeah.
The amount of mall concerts that I had to go to when I worked on that show, because they would bring these people through and the kids would come out and
didn't some
watch
of those people become huge?
Yeah. I don't, none that I was there for. I must have been a curse.
No, but I think Justin Bieber was one of those acts that started out like that when they brought him around. They would bring him to the mall before he hit.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's funny, man. I can't tell you a single name of the mall acts that I was at.
I mean, they did it with Dylan.
Bob Dylan did not go on a mall tour.
Bob Dylan was a mall act before he hit.
What was he singing about?
Check out zoos. We're America, just for value. They validate parking too.
Boo. See, so all of this sounds great, right?
Yeah.
Right? I mean, you're bringing people back to these places. It's not going to be like this empty hole of a space that people were fearing it was going to be.
Good.
There is a potential problem, however.
What's the problem?
When do you run out of entertaining things to put in the mall?
Well, but things crop up all the time, man.
Well, but that's the problem. There are only so many entertainment businesses people want to go to. Think of a place like Grease Ridge Mall, right? That is a vast place.
Yeah.
It's not like 2/3 of the mall can be food and entertainment and make itself successful. And as you said, those things.
But then they bring in the medical.
You said those things pop up all the time. That is also a problem because what we get entertained by goes in cycles.
Yeah.
Let's use Grease again for an example.
Right.
Kimmy, they had a Discovery Zone when we were kids. That place crushed.
Yeah, it was the #1 birthday party spot for kids on the west side.
Eastview Mall had Funscape. Oh my God, Funscape. Movies, food, and fun.
Yeah.
Funscape. But folks got excited for that stuff, and then they got bored with it, and it disappeared. And then came laser tag and indoor mini golf at the mall. And every mall had a couple of those places open
Glow
up.
in the dark mini golf.
And that lasted a few years, and people got bored with that, right? The funniest mall craze from back in the day.
What's that?
Do you guys remember the make your own record CD places?
No.
So there was one in Greece. I know I'm not the only one that remembers.
And you could record your own?
It was right next to the old Critics, the diner that's in
Really?
there.
I don't remember this at all.
Yeah, so it was like you walked in the thing and there was like a closet where there was like a microphone with like sound paneling on it, right? And you could either sing karaoke of like a modern pop song or you could bring in your own music and they would record your voice and it would play over like a speaker that was like in the lobby of the business. But everyone could hear it walking by. It was the most unintentionally hilarious thing
It has
you've
to
ever
be.
heard.
God, I'd love to hear some of those.
Man,
recordings.
I'd like them to bring that. I would go to that. I would go to the mall just to see that if that existed still.
I know I'm not the only one. At Duffy on WCMF on Instagram and Twitter. I didn't make this up, right? Because I remember standing in there watching my buddy who thought he was a legitimate musician do it, and you would walk by and hear these people.
So when did it go away then? Because I have no memory of that.
I think it lasted a couple of years.
But I mean, to your point, like every once in a while, something new comes in and replaces these things. Like you're seeing right now and what you're talking about back in the day.
But I guess the point is, if each of these things is cyclical and they only last a couple of years, what do you keep replacing it with? And you don't have the ability to keep expanding everything out. So like the idea that you would need all that space is kind of like...
No, but the things that tank, something new is going to go in that spot.
Okay.
It's kind of what happened to these malls to begin with.
No, I get it. But what I'm saying is you don't need all that space anymore. That's the only problem is you're not going to be able to fill up an entire mall for 3 years and everything changes again and you got... 30 new entertainment businesses that are taking people's money. Even the movie theater died in Greece before they had to come up with the new Apple movie theater.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, they made the fancy one.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. 252 WCMF. Let's talk to Ben. Hey, Ben, how are you, buddy?
Pretty good. How you guys doing?
Good to hear from you, buddy.
Yeah. You guys are forgetting about the arcades because FYE over in Eastview, one part of it, I think half the store used to be an arcade.
I did love some arcades. I mean, Dave & Buster's kind of brought that back. I think there are also now arcades popping up at Eastview. There's like a room with video games in it.
Dave & Buster's isn't the same, though, man. You know it's not the same.
Well, I mean, look, I enjoyed Time Out at Grease Ridge Mall. I enjoyed that place, the crazy carpet and all. But, yeah, man, I mean...
I think Irondequoit Mall had the arcade, like, right above the food court on the left side. That's what I would do on Saturday mornings. Get my allowance, then go drop us off at the mall for a few hours, and then we just hang out in the arcade all morning.
Man, nobody grabbed you.
I know. Bummer.
Ben, thanks for the call, buddy. Have a good rest of the day. It is funny. Like, I don't know how it was for girls.
Yeah.
But when, like, my grandmother would take me to the mall, the crux of the trip was the arcade.
Yeah.
Was it?
We were going to the arcade.
I think you were either an arcade family or you weren't.
How'd you have the money?
Well, she would give me like a 5 or something.
I'm about to say, those things were not cheap.
Right. It didn't last very long.
Well, back in the day, everything was a quarter. Now I sound like an old man. It wasn't.
No,
There's like
but then,
$3 games I got nowadays playing as a Ghostbuster.
Yeah, like I can't think of a time where I was just left alone to go hang out in the arcade.
Really?
No.
I was
my parents.
a young man, and they allowed me to do that.
Yeah, but you're a boy and she's a girl.
Yeah, maybe that's why.
Yeah, but you're forgetting. I did have bosoms at that point.
Yeah, I'm also not giving. Here, daughter. Here's some money. Go hang out by yourself.
All right, let's take a break. So we now know who the president will be, president-elect at least for now, here for the next couple of years. But as we talked about yesterday, president wasn't the only thing on the ballot, right? There weren't many upsets here locally, but other states had some pretty big, what do you call them, prop votes yesterday?
Yeah, changed some laws.
You got it. And there's one that was made a national story that did not pass.
Oh.
And how this state isn't going to legalize this is something I can't wrap my head around. And thank God we have someone in this room who has experience with this spot.
The only one.
Because, like, do they not know what people outside where they live see them as?
Oh, okay.
We'll get into it next here at the Break Room on 96.5 WCMF. We now know who our president-elect is this morning.
Yeah.
But it wasn't just president we were voting for yesterday. We talked about how there was a bunch of down-ballot candidates. And on top of that, there were states that put out some pretty important props. One, in fact, that was national news.
Oh.
And why this state decided to shoot this down.
So he took a pass on the prop.
It does make a lot of sense because you know what everyone sees you as, right?
No.
I mean,
Yeah.
you're hanging out in the break room, Rochester's Classic Rock 96.5, WCMF. So locally, politically, it doesn't look like there were many like upsets in local elections, at least from what I've seen this morning. But one state proposition kept getting a bunch of national coverage last night, and it comes from Tommy's home state of Florida.
What's up, Florida doing?
Florida left it up to the residents whether or not they wanted to legalize recreational marijuana. So for this to pass, they needed 60% of the voting population to get it. And by the end of the night, they only had 55.
Wow, they shot it down.
The state of Florida shot down recreational legal marijuana. Question?
Yep.
Okay. Why?
It's Florida.
Thank you.
Man.
I'm going to comment down here. Do they not know what everyone else thinks about Florida outside of Florida? Right?
Yeah.
Like there's several websites and social media sites called Florida Man.
Dedicated to Florida Man.
Yes, right? Like
there's an actual strain of weed called swamp weed.
Okay.
Or skunk weed.
Where's that come from?
That started in Florida.
And like you can't tell me. I'm going to guess the majority of Floridians, because we found out the majority of New Yorkers were actually smoking marijuana, using marijuana when it was illegal. So what the hell happened there?
It is weird. Like Florida has a city that the skyline is owed to the sale of cocaine, and they passed on weed.
So I could be wrong, but I think the access to medical marijuana in Florida is pretty easy.
Okay.
So maybe people just see we have that over there, so it's fine.
Let me explain something to you.
Okay, please.
At one time, Florida had this chain of clinics. They were stores called the Pain Clinic.
Okay.
Where you could go in without a doctor and buy super high grade pain pills.
Oh.
They were called pain clinics. These guys got super rich. There's a documentary on them. People from other states used to come down there and camp out and just live in their parking lot with their government checks buying pain medication because they were junkies.
Oh.
And this was all above board. They were legal shops, and they passed on weed.
I don't know, man. Like I would have thought, based on how many states have legalized it across the country, and let's take New York.
I would think like it would start to like be a domino effect, right?
Yeah.
Especially in a state where look, their thing is like we're gonna let you do. It's a free state. Yeah, come down here and you be you. That's their argument, right? But you can't legally smoke marijuana.
Yeah, that's insane.
And you know me, man.
I am shocked.
I'm not even like a flag. I don't even smoke pot. My mind was blown.
Yeah.
Because it also makes you wonder. Because there was a point at every state at some point throughout the night as they're going through state by state elections, presidential, Congress, Senate, whatever, where a state was focused on, where they will touch on the state, they break down where things went down. What do people who live in certain states think people outside of those states see them as?
Okay.
Because I got the impression last night the people that voted down legalized marijuana in Florida, they think that people see them as like this classy, up and coming, like, professional state.
No, it's
you grew up there.
I mean, it's a state that is surrounded by sharks and infested with snakes.
You forgot about the gators.
It's the gators too. It's a sandbar.
Okay.
It's the world's largest sandbar, and you're a bigger state now than New York in population.
Yeah, population-wise, yeah. Because they were talking about Massachusetts at one point last night as I'm watching some of the returns come in. And they're talking to these people in Massachusetts, and they're chest out, and they're very prideful. It's one of the cornerstones of democracy in America, right, early on. But, I don't think, professional democracy cornerstone when I think of Massachusetts. I think massholes who love the Patriots and Red Sox, right? And I know they don't see me seeing them in that way. They probably see themselves as, this upstanding American, we are this. And it occurred to me, I don't think there's a state outside of New York where I have a positive impression of anybody that lives there.
Yeah.
Can you name one?
I mean, I don't know. I'm kind of jealous of people that live in California.
Okay, but you're jealous of them. Do you look at them as like, wow, you're from California?
I mean, they're usually pretty cool.
Wow.
Pretty cool, man.
Pretty cool. Pretty laid back. I just assume that they surf and do cool stuff. Definitely skateboard.
We're guilty of this too, though. Well, you're only basing that on every Baywatch episode we watch after the show every day. But we're guilty of this too, because when you say you're from New York, you have I'm from freaking New York.
Right.
I'm a New Yorker, right? But there's no way that any state outside of New York thinks we're any cool at all. Either.
No, they think you're from New York City.
Well, yeah,
and then you're a douche for being from New York City.
Yeah, you're basically
You have to downplay your coolness by saying, actually, not there, more like up the state and over a little bit.
They think Long Island, places like that.
Sure. I know. It occurred to me last night watching these returns that every state has this inflated idea of who they are and what people think about them, and nobody is right. Nobody likes any other state.
Yeah.
Fair?
True, but I know I'm right in my bigotry of other states.
Okay, bigot.
Well, you've lived.
bigotry?
Okay,
what would you call it?
But to his credit, he's lived in other places, so you have a little bit better of an idea.
I would call it bigotry because I don't like you based on where you live.
Okay.
That would be bigotry, right? I don't even know you.
Can we get a Google definition of bigotry just to make sure we don't get fired as Tommy? You're going to just isolate that. Tommy Muley says he's a bigot. Bigotry.
Because I told you, I every time I go to Florida, I forget how weird Florida is. And the last time I went down there to see my brother, and we drove down, how many people I saw driving cars shirtless.
I don't know why that bothers you so much.
I know it does.
He was a cop. I mean, I don't even know how he got the badge on. But it freaks you out when you see a lot guys my age.
It's pretty hot down there.
But would you imagine seeing
You're
me
not
in
a sweaty guy.
shirtless?
You don't understand.
But would you want to see me shirtless getting gas?
No, but I guess if it's your norm,
Can we get a bigotry definition?
Unreasonable attachment to a belief, opinion, or faction, in particular prejudice against a person or people on the basis of their membership of a particular group.
All right,
like
it works.
a state.
Count it.
There.
Tommy is
Nailed
a
it.
state bigot.
Put your shirt on, boys.
What is your favorite state outside of New York? The people that you rank the highest outside of your fellow New Yorkers.
Oh, another state I enjoy.
Or the people from that state.
I would say probably I really enjoyed my time in Wisconsin.
Ooh, that's a good one.
I really love Wisconsin.
That's a really good one.
Yeah, even in the wintertime when I had to work up there, I just loved Wisconsin, which is weird because the state next to it I can't stand, which is Michigan.
Michigan is the worst.
Because they should be similar peoples.
Yeah, but they're
right? Not. They're completely different.
New Mexico is I really enjoyed
New Mexico. Is beautiful.
The people were cool. It was a nice little place. It was super unique.
Yeah. The meth, oh my God.
Didn't
melts
have any
in your
mouth. Melts in your
No,
nuts?
I can't
What
talk.
are you doing?
Well, I took too much meth.
All right, let's take a break. Every every neighborhood in every community across America has one of these.
Oh, okay.
And it's a place you do not go near, even though it's not that far from your house.
But I stay away from it.
In fact, this could be right next to your house. There is a man in our area who has been arrested after an incident that happened on Halloween that we're just finding out about this morning, and we'll catch you up on this. And if these people in this neighborhood did not know this house was the one they should be watching,
they know now.
Damn right, Kimmy.
Oh.
And we'll get into it next here in the break room. On CMF. It exists in every neighborhood and every community in America.
Wow, what is it?
And it's existed since the beginning of Neighbors. Because no matter where you live, there is one house that you avoid.
Oh.
And it's not just you. Everyone who lives in that neighborhood knows the drill.
The creepy house.
Well, that place contains...
It's just creepy.
Well, not creepy so much as it contains someone that may be a little bit off.
Oh.
And one community in our area, if they didn't have that house before, sure as hell knows where that house is now. You're hanging out in the break room, Rochester's Classic Rock 96.5 WCMF, just after 9:25, 9:30. There are little things you'll do with your husband, wife, partner, whatever, to show affection. Holding hands would be one of them.
Yeah, sure.
It turns out that we are changing the way we're holding hands.
As a public display of affection.
But no one's talked about it.
You hold your hand. How was you doing?
Oh, no. Turns out there are two very specific ways to hold hands. And how old you are will tell you how you do it.
Okay.
And we'll get into it. It's funny to see your hand out. Like, why would your wife want to hold that thing?
I actually have
dainty hands.
I have nice hands.
No, you have dainty hands that you look like you got, like, it looks like the old can of worms on the top.
Oh, well, I can't help the veins, man. You'll get them too, bro. Don't worry about it.
Whatever you say, buddy. I'm going to be young and cool forever. This story comes from just east of us. Back on October 31st, on Halloween, police were called for reports of a man with a gun. Police say when they got there,
Jesus.
They discovered a 53-year-old man brandishing a handgun while threatening another resident.
And he's outside?
This is according to police.
All right.
Because after the incident, he retreated into his home. Police had to set up a perimeter. They eventually made contact with him by phone.
Jesus.
Authorities say after a brief standoff, the man tried to leave through the back door of his house.
Wait, that didn't work?
It did not.
Did he not understand what surrounded means?
Maybe he didn't know he was surrounded. Maybe they were hiding in the back. But he was eventually arrested without incident, thank God. The man has been charged with 2 felonies, 2 misdemeanors. He's got a court date coming up. So that's going to mess up the trick-or-treating in your neighborhood.
Yeah, for sure.
Quick sidebar. Could you imagine on Halloween being the house next door to this guy?
No.
Nope.
Because you get all the candy for the kids.
Yeah,
You prepare the house. All the little ones are coming. And then the whole night gets shut down for a standoff next door.
Oh, my God.
The hauntedest of houses. It's a very scary story.
Yeah.
But it's an age-old tale, Tommy, that every street in every town across America knows.
Oh, sure.
The house, you stay away from. The person who lives inside, they're a little bit strange, slightly off. You don't know much about them, but you know to leave well enough alone.
Yeah, you don't mess.
And it's something that everyone who lives in that neighborhood knows. You don't even have to discuss it with your neighbors. You've all seen enough where you give that house a wide berth and no one wants anything to do with that person.
Yeah.
252 WCMF, 252-9263. What makes you stay away from that house in your neighborhood?
What nut is down the lane?
What have you seen where you have decided that house gets a wide berth? Now, Kimmy, you don't have to do where you live. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say, I think anytime a cop shows up to somebody's house,
that's number one.
Not even knowing why they're there.
Multiple sheriff visits.
But for a car or two to pull up and go knocking on their door, that may be the house you keep your eye on.
So I didn't know that I married into a family like this. My first wife.
Oh.
So her father was a nut. He was an alcoholic. He was a pill popper, and he was crazy.
So I get why she fell for you.
Yeah, absolutely. So he at one time was out on the front lawn with a .22 rifle, threatening the family and himself, and like the whole family was out there trying to like talk him out of it, right? So the whole neighborhood saw it. So I didn't know any of this when I first started dating her, but like she was saying like, well, they can't come over. Somebody can't come over. They never come around her. I was like, why? Because like my dad's nuts. So like they were that family in the neighborhood, and it was a really nice neighborhood.
Okay.
And he was that guy. But he did crazy ass stuff constantly, like things you wouldn't even think of doing. And he would blame he threw the microwave oven in their house into their pool. They had a really nice pool. It was super deep. It was an 11-foot drop, which is pretty deep for a regular pool.
I love how he goes straight old man in the story. 11-foot pool, guys, check it out.
Bro, landscape gorgeous, right? Throws it in the pool.
Okay.
Because he said all their problems they were having this summer was because they bought a new microwave and it was putting off some kind of vibes and was driving everybody crazy.
Well, was he right?
Well, they never got another microwave. Because I came over to the house. He goes, can you go down there and get that? And I'm like,
well, he wanted you to dive to the bottom of the pool.
11 feet into a pool.
That's 3 U's.
Three U's and maybe some more. And so they had to hire a tow truck.
Get the hell out
They had to disassemble his fence on the side of the house, pull a tow truck around back. They could have got to go down there and pull it out.
Kimmy, that's how old the story was. You needed a tow truck to get a microwave.
Yes.
That's how big microwaves were back then.
Can you imagine watching this next door?
No, okay, you're right. You're absolutely right. Okay, so an incident with a gun or cop cars at the multiple times or even once. Okay, I get it.
And any public fighting you do with your
okay,
like any loud argument, no cops, just like you're screaming at your wife or screaming at you in the front yard.
Okay,
any front yard drama is not good.
Front yard drama can also bring in other neighbors too, because depending on how my other neighbors handle like a situation like that, I may also be like, wait a second, why are you involved now?
Right.
All right, 252-WCMF, 252-9263. Outside of those three, and those are three good ones, but they're kind of obvious. What makes you stay away from that house in your neighborhood? Because there are more subtle things, which we'll loop back around to, but you just brought up something very interesting.
What's that?
When it comes to the house everyone stays away from, there is no real rhyme or reason or something you could see outside of the drama happening that lets you know what that house is. Because sometimes it's someone lower on the economic scale, but not always. Because you just brought up really nice house, really nice landscaping.
They had bank. Yeah.
There are plenty of nice homes with people who have great jobs, and you decide you are staying away from that house. And you cannot just drive down a street and know immediately which house that is. You have to live there for a while and then realize, ooh, that's not where
you got to scope it out. You got to do a little recon.
Exactly.
See what's happening.
And that might be the funnest part about like watching new people move in your neighborhood. See how long it takes them to figure out which house is that house.
Were they watching?
Exactly. Because you don't want to be the one to tell them, right? You don't want to like spread bad things about other neighbors.
But you might just see like how they treat their kids, how their kids play, the appearance of their kids.
Okay, time out. Hold on. Now we're going down a normal Tommy road. What do you mean how they play and their appearance of their kids?
How they look, how their kids are.
Like what?
What do you mean?
Like
So you got a rough ass kid.
What's a rough ass kid?
There's rough ass kid.
What is a rough ass kid?
Rough playing kid.
Every boy is a rough playing kid.
You claim to be Mr. Skid Marks.
Yeah, I was a bad kid.
If your mother would have washed your underwear, that wouldn't have happened.
Because I know, like, my wife, if she saw some kind of behavior she didn't like in a neighbor's kid, her kids were not going over there.
Really?
Yeah. My mother was the same way. I still remember these kids. My mother wouldn't let me play with the DeMassey twins because the mother let them run around in the yard in just their tidy whities.
The DeMassey twins, one of my favorite detective novels from elementary school.
I don't want to know what happened to those kids. They may have ended up like institutionalized. But my mother, who was no star mom, but because they were, and by the way, they were Italian, right? Okay. So you think like, hey, go play with the other Italian kids. No. They're in their underwear. They're weird. She's a weird woman.
Well, no, I mean, it would be a little strange to see kids running around in their tidy whities.
That would be a reason for you not to. That would tell you, like, something's off in that house, man.
No, but I know you, man. And here's what I know you're trying to say,
I wish I was that free.
252-WCMF. We're talking about the story happened back on Halloween just east of us. A 53-year-old man was arrested after police say he threatened another resident in his neighborhood while brandishing a handgun. When police showed up, he retreated into his home. There was a standoff, according to police. They reached him by phone. He eventually tried to run out the back door. He was arrested without incident. But if these neighbors didn't know this was the house you stay away from, they now know. And what do you see in that house where you know you got to stay away from it? I know that you mean, too, with these kids, just dirty clothes.
Oh, yeah, dirty children.
But kids are going to be dirty running around outside.
They could have been clean when they went outside.
But
that was so creepy.
I know.
But you know the difference between a kid who, was just playing and a grimy child.
What's a grimy child?
They always grimy. They go to bed grimy. They wake up grimy. They grimy to the bone.
You do No. You do understand. By the way, it sounds like you're knobbing somebody. You can be the best parent in the world. At some point, there are going to be days where it's just like, I know you're going to fight me on a bath.
Okay, I understand some days, but watch your child.
Shut up. You're going to say something, Kimmy.
I have a friend who is suspicious of a neighbor because they always have a different car. Like, she thinks that they switch their car too often.
But what do they think they're doing?
I don't know. She's just like, they always got different cars over there.
I mean, the guy could work at a dealership where he...
Maybe.
Gets cars.
Okay, but like, I love how you're picking on her for that when like the itty bittiest little thing, because you are such a stuck up bitch, would cause you to be like, "Ooh, gotta stay away from that house."
What if he has a grimy car?
A grimy car?
Yeah, so like she won't ask what's going on. She won't like ask follow-up questions, but just like she'll keep an eye. Like, yeah, they got weird. They're always different cars over there. I don't know what's going on.
We got Facebook messages coming in. You can always get us at WCMF for the Break Room Facebook page. Jessica writes us. Jessica!
What's she saying?
You brought up the kids. Mm-hmm. She says, my kids played with the kids who lived in the house no one wanted to bother. The parents were very strange, so were the kids, but it wasn't their fault. I couldn't tell my kids to stay away from them, but they eventually moved, and it was a load off my mind.
Yeah.
So you think your wife back in the day would have told her kids you cannot play with them?
If she thought that was a house that she disagreed with, yeah, they weren't going over.
I'm going to disagree with you there, Bo. It's a tough one, Jim.
Yeah, because it's hard to tell your kid don't play with another kid.
So when I was a kid, there was this family in the neighborhood.
But your neighborhood, Jesus Christ, everybody fit the bill. Living in grimy town. Don't let me down, grimy town.
No, like this. Look, man, I understand I didn't live,
Bro, you had that house.
I wasn't living in Beverly Hills, but this family.
You had a neighborhood trampoline.
No, that was down the street.
No, that was his mom. Zing from the 3-point line.
Shut up.
Nothing but net. And your mama.
This family was a little bit weird. They had like tinfoil all over all their windows.
Oh, that's
that's a red flag.
That sounds like a drug house.
Both of the kids were homeschooled. And this was before like homeschooling was a common thing, right? Mm-hmm. The boy who lived in the house was like 6 years older than all of us, but he would play with us when we were like 8, 9, 10 years old. And
there's a big age gap there.
He would also wear the same clothes every day, but not like dirty clothes. Like he just had like the same outfit every single day, right?
Like he only dressed a certain way.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So like I know that my parents were uncomfortable with that whole situation, but they never said we couldn't. I mean, I don't think you can step in and say you can't play with that kid.
Yeah.
Because like, I mean, if you tell a kid to avoid their friends, you don't want to be the reason that some kid in your neighborhood ends up getting bullied.
I know, but but you can't. I can understand a parent's fear of the unknown, like what's going on.
Oh, sure. But I can't tell my kid, don't play with that kid.
My parents were that generation where you're not going down. I remember another one, man. We first moved to Florida. This is funny, we're talking Florida today. So, my dad builds his house in a really nice area, but it's Floridians and there's new people moving in from all over the country, right? So I made friends with a kid down the way. And my father took a look at his father and said, you aren't going back there anymore, and don't talk to that kid.
Why?
Because, and this is the first time I've ever seen this, the kid's father had a ponytail. Okay. Now, I got to say, the guy was like my dad's age.
Okay.
And he had a ponytail.
Man, he one of the first.
It freaked me out, but I thought, like, I don't know what I thought, really. I don't know. I didn't shock me.
Ponytail was enough to make your dad avoid that house.
Oh, yeah. He was like, stay away from that weirdo. He's a creep crumb lush. But I remember the kid, and I don't even know what the guy did for a living, but he was like my dad's age.
Yeah.
Looking like my dad, but he had a ponytail. And it was a long one. I mean, it was like.
It was a long one.
It was down, I will say that it was down to the center of his back.
Okay.
It was like a horse mane.
252 WCMF.
I think the difference,
completely forgot about that.
Your dad telling you that you couldn't play with a kid down the street, and if you told your daughter she couldn't play with another kid down the street, your dad didn't have to face the consequences of the other parents.
Oh no.
Whereas now I feel like you're not only your kids' friends, but the parents are also interacting way more than they did back then.
Yeah, I mean, no, you're right. That's kind of happened in our neighborhood before, where like things get said, and now parents are like confronting each other, and you got to pick a side. And it's like, I don't want to do that.
I would love to, if my father was alive, now that I'm thinking, I would love to ask him what he thought of that guy. Like, what did you think of a guy with a ponytail in 1969, your age? What do you think of that guy?
I think we all know what he thought.
No, I want to go. It's got to be beyond that.
You think so?
Yeah.
252 WCMF, again, talking about this standoff that happened on Halloween involving a 53-year-old man in this neighborhood. Guns, tried to run out the back, was arrested by the incident. But we're
no
talking
ponytail.
about that house in the neighborhood. Everyone knows to stay away from. You don't talk to your neighbors about it. It's not like it's decided. Just everyone sees something. And what do you have to see to make it that neighborhood? We got more Facebook messages coming in. This is a long one. Mike writes us. The house we stay away from has a man that lives inside that we don't see for weeks at a time. He's not an old man, probably in his 50s, but he never goes to the store. He doesn't look like he goes to a job. The blinds are always down. His car never leaves the driveway. We all have theories that he's making weapons or meth or is on the run for some crime or is in the witness protection program.
All right. That is weird. Like no movement around the house for weeks would be weird, knowing that there's probably somebody in there.
Well, it's not. I mean, that's easy to pull off now.
Yeah,
you
work from home.
Work from
Maybe
home,
now.
groceries delivered.
But you never see the guy outside. He never goes anywhere.
That's my fantasy, is what he's describing. If God forbid I end up alone at some point, that will be my life.
And if he's a single man, that would all. If he has no family, like he's just even if you had a family.
Yeah, he says he's not an old man, probably in his 50s. Don't see him for weeks at a time. That's the other funny thing about the house you stay away from. No one ever knows the situation of the person that lives inside.
No, it's almost like the less you know, the more suspicious you are.
And that's just it.
It just
the
creates,
imagination runs.
Yeah.
Exactly. But like it wouldn't hurt. Oh, I'm okay. I take that back. You could, if you wanted to, go have a conversation and get some kind of background on that person, right? And maybe that information that you get from that conversation would make things look less strange, and things start to make things make more sense. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Does make things make more sense make sense?
Yes. Because I can see, I know, when new people move into our neighborhood, my wife usually makes cupcakes, brings something over to welcome them, and that would probably help alleviate some of that stuff if you wanted to do that, like get to know that person. But I ain't doing that.
I got bad news for you here, buddy. We got Instagram messages coming in. Maddie writes us on Instagram, if I see too many booze bottles out in front of the house on garbage day, that's the house I avoid.
Okay. That's the fun house. Mm-hmm. That's the party house.
Don't you try to hide your booze bottles?
No, he only hides them because his wife said that he should, and Tommy
maybe,
was like,
maybe she's onto something.
I never did where I used to live.
And then Maddie writes us on Instagram and goes, that's the house I'm avoiding.
What do you think's going to happen?
Well, I mean, you're getting judged as a drunk is what's going to happen.
Yeah, but I'm so blasted I barely answer the door.
No, but here's the thing. If you were walking by somebody's house, you're looking at what's in that recycling bin.
I used to. Now, when I lived in Webster, I would openly drink while I was doing yard work and watering plants, and I was visibly drunk doing yard work in the afternoons and evenings.
Why?
Because I lived alone.
Okay.
Why wouldn't you drink?
Well, do you think maybe you lived alone because you were openly drinking and drunkenly doing yard work?
Possibly a link there.
All right, let's take a break.
All right.
There are little things you'll do, physical things, with your spouse out in public to connect.
Oh, yeah.
Right? I mean, you ain't banging, but these little things let you know we are together here.
A tender touch.
And it turns out this tender touch is changing as time goes on, but nobody's talked about it. It's just kind of happening, and nobody knows why.
So there's been a shift.
Yes, there's two ways to do this. And how old you are dictates, it seems, how you do it.
Right.
But it's really weird that this just happened all of a sudden. We'll tell you what it is, and we'll do it next here in the break room on CMF. Public displays of affection.
Oh, yeah.
This is the most basic of the public displays of affection. Because I know there are some people, and I'm looking at you, Tommy, who get weird about PDA.
Yeah.
But even this, super simple, least amount of public affection you can show, depending on how old you are, dictates how intimate you're willing to get with it.
How you touching?
You're hanging out in the break room. Rochester's Classic Rock 96.5. WCMF got your chance at $5,000.
$5,000. Hold on to that.
It's easy to win. You download the free Odyssey app. You log in. You listen to CMF for at least an hour each day. That is your daily entry. And one daily winner in this national contest will walk away with $5,000. That's right. Fall into 5K a day. Download the Odyssey app. Listen to CMF. Do your duty here in the break room on CMF. All right, I'm going to ask you a question.
Yeah.
When you hold your wife's hand, how do you do it?
Standard.
What is standard?
Like the standard holding hands.
Okay.
So you cup hands?
Yeah, cup.
Or
You're
you
a
lace
cupper.
fingers?
Big time cupper.
Okay. So in
Was
America,
raised by a cupper.
In America, holding hands with interlocking fingers has now taken over cupped hand holding as the number one hand holding position. So 3 in 10 Americans say they prefer holding hands with their fingers interlocked. 2 in 10 say they prefer doing it with both hands. Or with cupped hands, excuse me.
Right.
Both men and women had about the same response. But here's where it gets weird.
What happened?
Kimmy, how do you hold hands with your husband?
We the finger interlock.
Interlock fingers. Okay.
Yeah.
Finger hand holding is much more popular based on how young you are. For example, only 17% of boomers do a finger lock and hand hold.
Well, I think it was illegal at one point to walk around like that in the 30s.
On the flip side, what you mean when you graduated high school? On the flip side, only 15% of Gen Zers want a cup hand holding experience.
They want to lock it up.
What the hell does that mean? Because we never had a decision on which one was the right way to do it.
Well, I guess the locking fingers is more intimate.
Yeah, I've never been a interlocking fingers hand holder.
Well, not with those
like when they, like if you're at church or something, you got to hold hands.
Oh yeah.
Well, that's different.
Oh,
if we're talking straight,
that's always like a cup hand awkward thing.
Imagine doing it to dude at church.
With our father and you're touching his knuckles with your
knuckling the guy next to you.
Oh.
Yeah, like I'm not. I don't lace fingers with just anybody.
Understood. We're talking here.
Just my
you gotta
man.
make the list.
Yeah, why would you?
Yeah.
No, I'm talking about with your partner here.
Okay,
with your partner.
you're just talking exclusively in a relationship how you hold hands.
Public display of affection. So I would agree with you that the interlocking fingers is more intimate.
It's just a natural thing.
No, apparently not, because forever and ever and ever, it
Holding
was cupping.
hands,
But the cupping's so uncomfortable.
I'm with you 100%.
And
you know what it is? He's got little hands, so it may not be hard for him and his wife.
No, but I also have slender fingers, so my if you got big bony knuckles, I don't think a woman would like that.
I do crush my wife's fingers when we do this.
Well,
it's
my
probably
husband and I are
uncomfortable.
big hand holders only because his hands get so sweaty.
Why do you hurt the guy?
No, he'll even be like, all right, my hand's getting sweaty. I gotta stop.
He's a hero. The man's a hero, kid.
You don't have that problem?
No, I don't get sweaty hands. I got calluses, though. That bothers my wife.
Yeah, that's kind of gross.
She'll play with them, and it really bothers me. I know. She'll, rub her hands
Well, she
over
says a skin doctor.
Yeah.
So it's probably...
No, I know. She's doing it for medical purposes.
No, I know. It's like something that, entertains her. Like, you know how sometimes someone will play? Like, I've had girls, play with my ear or, her thing is, playing with the calluses.
Well, I don't think she's turned on by the calluses.
I think she might be turned on by the calluses. You like that? You like that? So you see interlocking hand holding as more intimate.
Yeah, I would think so.
Does that mean that guys your age, men and women your age, see that as too intimate to be appropriate in public?
Oh, yeah.
Are you serious?
I think most guys my age are not big into public displays of affection.
Agreed.
So that would probably stem into the... I think it would also reach to the knuckle.
Okay, but hand holding is the most tame public display of affection. And for you to even have a line of, whoa, too far.
Are you going
hands.
to Woodstock like that? You going downtown with your hands like that?
Like jamming your hands down the back of your wife's pants, I get that. That's a little bit inappropriate in public. Have you ever touched your wife's butt in public?
No.
Never?
Why would I grab my wife's butt in public?
Squeezing a butt's fun, man.
No, that's very demeaning to a woman.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Kimmy, has your husband ever grabbed your butt in public? Okay.
Probably, but it's not like...
Probably takes a couple attempts. Swing it a miss. Oh.
She's coming back around. We're going to take another run at this thing.
I wouldn't say it's something he does often, though, and it's never, out in the open.
Yes, no, it's always a sneaky, fun little
thing.
thing. Nobody's around, goop, ba-doop. I got to tell you, the best thing about getting married is not getting, I squeeze my wife's butt.
Okay.
You know,
All right.
It's not my butt, but I am with that butt.
We don't do that at my house.
We are not butt touchers at the Muley household. So, like, outside of cupping your wife's hand, right? Like you're a three-toed sloth. What public displays of affection are you comfortable with your wife?
Well, the standard hand holding would be it.
That's it. You won't kiss your wife in public?
Oh yeah.
No smooch.
Yeah.
On the lips?
Well, where else would I kiss her?
On the cheek? I don't know.
No, I would kiss her on the lips. Yes.
Would you slip a little tongue in there?
No.
Oh, okay. Why is that?
She wouldn't want that.
Comfortable.
See,
for-
you want to see?
the things that come out of your mouth.
You want to
and
see
this
some
is-
senior
kiss
man, some grandpa mouthing on somebody's mother? Come on, man.
2 days ago, we talked.
Would you want to see that?
Oh, I wouldn't. I wouldn't mind if you kissed your wife.
No. What if you just walked around and you saw an old man like me, this
Okay,
face?
An open mouth
Like this, like
makeout
this.
session might be a little odd.
No, but like a quick little tongue touch. Bet.
I wouldn't
Bet.
do that.
2 days ago, we were talking about the price of Thanksgiving dinner, and we had a
Neither
woman.
of you ever make those faces ever again.
There's Kimmy. Hey.
I'm disturbed.
2 days ago, we had a discussion about what Thanksgiving dinner is supposed to cost. And we had a woman call up, and she sounded older.
Yeah.
And she talked about how she spent $50 a head when everyone came over, and we were making jokes about her husband.
Right.
And in that discussion, you had multiple fingers in a place where they would have gotten dumped had I continued this sentence. You said that into a microphone to a strange woman who sounded older.
Yeah.
And we just said, do you slightly kiss your wife with tongue in public? And you go, you know, oh my God, touching tongues. I'm not a tongue toucher.
You know, as pervy as I am, I have standards.
That doesn't even make sense.
I'm a classy perv.
No, you're not.
Back in my day, there was classy pervs.
There is no such thing as a classy perv.
I think you're looking at one.
It's mind-blowing what your generation says is okay and not okay when it comes to public displays of affection. Because like even my parents who got divorced, I would see them show affection to each other in public. Did you ever see it from your parents?
Nah, not really. I don't think so.
Because I would think it goes one of two ways. Either you see it so much from your parents that you're grossed out by it and you never want to do it again.
Yeah.
Or that becomes your normal and
you don't think anything of it.
Yeah. Because like my wife and I are very affectionate in public. Like we always have like arms around each other. We're holding each other's hands, a lot of kisses. I brought up the butt touching. I'm assuming that my daughters will also be that way when they eventually meet somebody.
Or they're grossed out by it and they're like, I don't want to do it. It could go one way or the other because you may want to do the opposite of whatever your parents do.
Sure. It is funny though, like you know, talking about the butt touching. Like when we're like in the kitchen, like at the end of the day, whatever. Like I'm all butt touching.
Well, inside your own home.
And sometimes I'll forget the girls are in the room, and I'll get it. And my youngest will be like, "Oh my God!"
That would gross me out, man. This is my dad palming my mom.
Oh, she's got a nice butt. But I have told my daughter on multiple occasions.
Don't ever let a boy do that to you.
Don't let a boy. You can let a boy touch your butt.
You know, you realize that's
put a ring on it
after
first.
you're married. Yes,
put
that's
a ring
exactly
on
what I
it.
see. Once you are married,
wasn't
all
that
butt
a
touching.
Beyonce to him? Put a ring on it.
If you're gonna touch my butt, put a ring on it.
So I had a buddy way back, and his wife did this weird thing. She would always sit on his lap. Like we were hanging out, like at a bar or something that. Yeah. Like all the time. Like that was her chair. And like we'd all be hanging out, having drinks, whatever, talking, bar. And she was constantly on his lap, but it was kind of weird to watch.
Really? What do you think of that woman?
I just thought it was weird.
Oh, like you don't think anything less of that woman for sitting on his lap?
Oh, I thought less of her for sure.
Really?
I thought I always almost thought she just needed a lot of attention.
Oh,
like it was never enough.
Okay, because like my wife sits on my lap in public.
I
all
have
the time.
never. I have been out with you.
When would we have been?
All right, I have been out with you at bars and restaurants and dinner. Your wife has never sat on your lap.
My wife,
period,
sits on my lap in public on a regular basis.
Never seen it. Never seen it.
At the rink, like we'll be at the rink, she'll sit on my lap. Is that weird?
Yeah.
Well, it's cold.
Really?
Well, it is cold.
Oh, now you're making hold on one
yeah,
second.
she's one of the good ones.
Hold on, let me just.
She's one of the good laps.
Okay, but like she's not. She might sit on your lap briefly, but she's
said
not using that as her.
Oh no,
regular...
she'll use it as.
So
a
she'll sit there
seat.
for an hour.
Well, I mean, my leg's gonna fall.
Oh, I
asleep.
thought you were working out. I thought you had powerful legs.
I do have powerful. That's why there's so many veins and nerves in there. Oh, I got to text my wife real quick. Hey, Nana, Tommy says you're.
No, I was on board.
Grabbing. No, you just
said it was weird in his defense.
She said it.
No, you said that I look at a woman who sits on her husband's lap in public as attention needing.
It is kind of a needy look.
All right, here's how we know.
Do you ever feel weird though around a couple who's super touchy-feely, and like you look at like your husband or wife, and you're like, should we be doing something?
Yeah, if it's too much.
I feel very weird right now. Like we're not showing any affection, and they're over here like loving on each other.
No, but now that we're having this conversation, I might be that couple with my wife, because like it's nothing from.
Couples question themselves.
I don't know. Well, I didn't realize this was so weird until you two started getting so weird about it.
All right, so
I guess
let's
I've never seen it at a sporting event.
No. So you go to a lot of high-end events with your wife, right?
I get dragged to, yes.
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah.
Do you do it there?
Oh, yeah.
Isn't that more of a professional setting?
In front of the doctors and clients and.
Yeah, it's my wife. I love my wife.
No, but does she?
I'm not grinding on her. Right?
No, but does she sit on your lap? I'm going to say no.
I'm trying to think. I don't think it would
because she wants the respect of her colleagues.
I find it weird that you would lose the respect of a woman for sitting on her husband's lap.
I'm saying
she has
her
birthed
colleagues.
2 of my children. You understand how children
I think
are.
it's more of a work thing, right?
Right.
You're just thinking,
And these are high-enders, man.
Yeah, no lap sitters here.
You know, at the Burgerplex over here.
It's now the Donutplex, the Tim Hortons regionalized plex.
Wait, it's donuts?
Well, yeah, because it was the Bill Gray's regionalized plex. That was Burgerplex.
Oh.
Now it's the Tim Hortons regionalized plex. So we have collectively decided as hockey parents to call it the Donutplex.
All right. Well, you ain't at the Donutplex right now.
Well, it was a Burgerplex. 252 WCMF. This whole conversation started based on hand-holding. And boomers are way more likely to hold hands cupping each other's hands with their partner. Yeah. Gen Zers, the younger you are, the more likely you are to do the interlocking fingers hand-holding. Kimmy and I, both interlocking fingers hand-holding. Tommy, a
Old
cupper.
School.
Yeah. But we're discovering this may have something to do with public displays of affection. Kimmy, here's how we know if Tommy is the ultimate prude of prudes.
Okay.
Kimmy, if you're out with your husband and you're walking around and you're close to him, will he place his hand on the small of your back?
Yeah.
Tommy, will you place your hand on the small of your wife's back in public?
No, it's kind of awkward.
Like if, let's say we're going through a door or something, like he'll
something
kinda
like that, but
no,
like
just
a walk,
there. Just standing there or walking and putting your hand on the small of your back.
Maybe occasionally, but it wouldn't be a normal thing.
These are too close to her butt crack.
Yeah.
Not appropriate for
it's
public.
A sin.
That's
a sin.
I don't think that's a sin.
Touching a butt crack is a sin.
No, we're not touching the butt crack. You're touching
That's Sodom and Gomorrah. That's how that whole city came down.
I wonder if
they were touching butts.
Have you ever read? No.
And they got fried.
You know, it's because they didn't welcome outsiders, not because they were butt touching.
They were doing that, bro.
Stop doing that.
And they were luscious too.
Do you think
Crumb bum luscious?
Lush Town. I know it when I see it.
Don't.
Do you think that the way some people view stuff like that it may be based on like the height difference though between the two?
Oh, here we go. I know. Here we go.
No, I was actually going to say it would be easier for you because you can teach without having. But have you ever seen like a super
No, he's going to blow his
dude?
shoulder out having to do this.
Like I've seen like a super tall dude with like a really short woman, and like it's almost like whenever they do anything affectionate, it's so obvious that I feel like they don't really do it all that
straining.
often. Because, yes, because it's a little more difficult.
Well, I will say this: like my wife is around your height. Maybe that's why I was attracted to her.
All right.
But like she does complain sometimes, like when I kiss her, like when we're both standing up, that it makes her neck hurt because she's got to get up so high.
Yeah.
So just for future reference, if you want to make out, you might have to get a neck brace.
Bring a stool. But yeah, there are certain cultures that they don't really. It's just ingrained in their culture. They don't have public displays of affection. They're just how they are.
But that's what's so weird about you, because every Italian guy I ever knew, they were big on PDA.
Oh yeah. They're groping and grabbing.
That's what groping and grabbing.
Yeah.
So why are you so weird about it?
I don't know. I'm a weird person.
You're a Sicilian who doesn't.
Well, he doesn't like to be touched. He's not a hugger.
I'm probably on some spectrum somewhere.
No, look, I'm also not someone who likes to be touched or hugged. But when it comes to your partner,
I
it's
touch.
different.
I mean, it's just not like.
I touch. That was in his mouth. For better or for worse, I touch. I'll touch you.
It's just not in regular rotation.
Okay. No, look, I'm not judging you. I'm just.
Yes, you
I'm trying
are.
to figure you out.
Stop being such a weirdo.
Maybe I'm part Asian or something.
What does that even mean?
Well, the Asians don't do a lot of public displays
How
of
many
affection.
Asian people do you know? Non-Asian people.
I go to the restaurants and stuff. I've seen their TV shows.
Why would they be touching each other making your dinner?
I don't think that there's certain there's certain cultures where they just don't do it.
Yeah, I understand, but I also don't have enough access to those cultures where I can definitively say when I am around them.
I think I'm right.
What else is new? Man who makes statement thinks he's right.
I mean, they don't have cheese. They don't touch.
You think it's why they don't show public displays of affection?
There may be a lack of cheese in their diet.
We come back We wrap it up. We tell you what we're doing tomorrow next to the break room on CMF. Hey, it's going to be Rapparoo.
Oh, yo. I'm there, Rapparoo.
If you're watching our live stream, my favorite part of the show is when Tommy is on his phone, doesn't hear Kimmy say we're coming in, and then has to scramble to get his headphones over his egg-shaped head.
It's tough with the hearing aid sometimes.
Tomorrow is a Thursday. You know what that means?
Oh, we going to bitch it out, buddy.
That's right. We got a Pitch Voice Theater coming at you just after 7 o'clock and a whole bunch of more fun stuff. Promise. Don't forget, Bills take on the Colts 1 o'clock Sunday live right here on 96.5 WCMF. This is an interesting game.
Well, I thought the Colts stink.
They're 4-5.
They're switching quarterbacks and stuff.
Yeah, but the quarterback they switched to, Joe Flacco, took the Browns to the playoffs as a replacement last year, and he's been playing pretty well. In fact, I think he only has 1 interception in the 4 games that he's played, maybe 2.
All right. So be scared.
Well, here's the thing. We're going to talk about this more on Friday, but Kimmy, we kind of touched on this a few days ago.
What'd you touch?
Not the small of your wife's back. Found out that's a no-go. I guess it would be weird for me to do that.
Yeah, don't do that.
Yeah, because I'm not married to her. Every year, as a Bills fan, you expect one holy crap game where they lose a game they absolutely should not lose. Right? Last year, Denver in primetime. The year before that, the 9-6 Jacksonville game, one of only 2 wins Urban Meyer ever got as a head coach in the NFL. So if you look down the schedule, we're running out of potential holy crap games.
So you think this is it?
Well, I'm not thinking it's it, but it's got the makings of a trap game because you have the Chiefs the week after, then you're bye. It wouldn't be crazy for the Bills to subconsciously overlook this team, not to mention the Bills are really banged up right now.
Yeah, but they're always banged up. Every week they're banged up.
You could be without your two starting wide receivers on Sunday.
Oh. What's wrong with the funny?
It's not going to be good.
Keon Coleman got a wrist injury off of that brutal
What's going on with these guys' wrists?
It is weird. There's a lot of wrist injuries. Go ahead, Kim. I'm sorry.
Well, I was just going to say we'll probably hear more about that today.
Oh, God, he's got to be able to go. As if Cooper can't go. And
but, I mean, I don't know how you push through a wrist injury.
As a receiver, just rub some dirt on it. They don't even have dirt. It's all turf stadiums.
Yeah, damn it.
That could be contributing to the wrist injury.
Oh, Kimmy cracked the code. All right, so we got to get out of the way. For Kimmy, who she'll interlock fingers, she'll let you touch her butt, but don't you dare expect her to sit on your lap. I mean, her husband. I meant not everybody. Don't go to Bill Gray's. That'd just be weird and say those things. For Tommy Muley, who has a respectable amount of public displays of affection, where the outside of his inside palm will touch the outside of your inside palm.
I have good Christian hand-holding values.
My name's Pat Duffy. We'll see you tomorrow morning in the break room, 6 a.m. on 96.5 WCMF.